right, it is my pleasure to once again welcome you all into Nintendo Live 2023. Yesterday, we saw 8 competitors go for gold in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Squad Strike Challenge, but today, we will turn our attention to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe featuring 12 of the best players who have either qualified online or right here at Nintendo Live. All with the objective to race not only to the finish line, but to victory as well. Take a look at that beautiful crowd we have here at Nintendo Live. Seattle has treated us all very well, and of course that stage, the perfect complement to the action that's about to unfold as I welcome you to our commentary desk. I, of course, am EE, joined by 2 of the best in the business, Bear and Ashley. And I just got to ask you guys, how are you feeling? How are the vibes for you so far at Nintendo Live?
I mean, the vibes are immaculate for me.
This is the most people I've ever seen watching.
This is a lot. Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks here.
Thanks for
we
being
love
here.
to
And
see it.
they have their fun little racing flags. This is fantastic. This will be a great tournament.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I know, like, just for a fact, when I showed up, I just knew people were just going to kind of flood through this event because, I mean, who doesn't love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, okay? It's one of those games that it just kind of just unites you as, like, your family, your friends, and just have a good time. You know all about that, Bear. You're one of the best in the business.
I do love Mario Kart Deluxe for Nintendo Switch. Very good game, very phenomenal, but we're actually going to see our wonderful players here who qualified in, which is fantastic because we had 8 people qualify from today. In joining our 4 qualifiers from online.
Well, yes, we did. Well, let's take a look at the rule set so you guys can see exactly how it's all going to shake down for this event. 12 players, 12 courses. The most points after 12 races gets the W. We're playing with 150cc, normal items, all vehicles, and smart steering will be off, which is kind of why I'm sitting at the desk, because I kind of need that.
Sorry. We had to, the rules are the rules.
All right, and how about those maps? Barry, you can touch on those a little bit for us.
Oh, here comes these courses. Honestly, this is a nice selection of them. We have these 12 courses here. We have Ninja Hideaway, Choco Mountain from N64, Waluigi Pinball from the Nintendo DS, Sydney Sprint from Mario Kart Tour, Maple Treeway from the Wii, Rainbow Road from the 3DS, Yoshi Island brand new track, Singapore Speedway from the Tour edition, and Vancouver Velocity from Tour, and Koopa Cape from the Wii, Daisy Cruiser from Double Dash GameCube, and brand new Squeaky Clean Sprint, the Token Bathroom track. I love this track.
Well, there you go. Well, Ashley, I have to ask, any of those courses stand out to you? You have a favorite out of them?
I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with Squeaky Clean
Nice.
Sprint. It's been a blast to ride through all of the little bathroom area. You got some surprises. You go down a drain. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It is a really fun course. And for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, I think you're in for a real treat.
All right, no doubt about that. Well, how about a treat for you guys watching at home or maybe even in the building? We have a sweepstakes that we are running, and we'd love for you to participate. My Nintendo members, you can enter to win a Secret Labs Titan Evo Nintendo Versus Edition gaming chair. It's awesome. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen. It's available to enter September 1st through the 4th, so why delay? Make sure you enter today. We'd love to see some of you walking out with something awesome like that.
That is an extremely cool chair.
Yes.
I have this chair. It is
Oh.
phenomenal.
He can testify. It's a great
can
chair.
testify. This chair is very comfortable. Please enter. I always say this is great. My back has been phenomenal.
There you go, no doubt about that. But how about these phenomenal racers that we have for you? I think this is going to be really good. Now, I know, Bear, you got an opportunity to actually watch a couple of them qualify because we know we had 4 people online qualify, but those 8 in person had to really show up and show out. Anybody standing out for you?
Man, okay, there's a bunch of them, but the 2 standouts for me are actually people from my local community, which I saw, which from Vegas, Vonnie and Ariel Apostle. They're using inside drifting Yoshi bikes, which is very rare in this game, given that they're a different kind of mechanic. So we'll see how they perform with the other competitors. But I saw them 2 qualify first out, and they breezed through there. They were solid. They knew what they did. They knew their lines. They knew their courses. I asked them, were you nervous? They looked at me and said, nope.
But Bear, they've got some tough competition with these 4 qualifiers who were coming into this competition ready to go. I mean, we've got Cabo coming off of a win in Boston. Very exciting. I mean, we've got Adon. We've got Yoel. We've got Squash. I mean, these are 4 competitors who have come to win today.
Everybody has come to win today. I feel like one of the things from Mario Kart Deluxe is everybody feel like they can win. And everybody I talked to here, they said, I can win this tournament. I'm winning it.
I love that.
And you know what? If someone's going to win, and someone's going to get 12th place. But if they have that winning mindset, and when the Grand Prix is over, they still feel like they're winners.
Well, perhaps that winner is among some of the players that you got to interview earlier, Ashley. We're actually going to throw to a video package of that so you can get to know some of our competitors.
Hey everybody, I am here with some of the competitors that will be racing in the championship.
My name is Adon. I'm from Pittsburgh, and I was born in New Jersey.
My name is Swash. I live in Asheville, New Hampshire, and I was born in Massachusetts.
My name is Keo. I'm from Monterrey, Mexico. My name is Joel. I'm from Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, Mexico.
What about you, Squash? How have your friends and family reacted to you getting to do these really cool competitive events?
I remember I won that thing. My mother heard me screaming, all excitement.
And who's your biggest supporter?
Mi papá.
I'm curious, how do you prepare for a competition like this?
So I needed to rest for the game, like pass out of these days, just stay in shadow, relax, chilling.
And what about you, Joel? How do you prepare for a tournament like this? Do you relax a little bit the same way that Cabo relaxes, or no?
No.
No. Okay, all right. I am really excited. We're going to do one more thing. It's the lightning round. Favorite cart?
Yoshi Bike.
Flame Rider.
Cuatrimoto de oso. Ink Striker.
Favorite course?
New York City.
Waluigi Pinball.
New Bowser City. Marker Stadium.
Favorite cup?
Whichever cup has New York in it.
The Rock Cup.
Star Cup. Star Cup.
Favorite character?
Isabel.
Rosalina.
Peach. Yoshi.
Yoshi! Favorite item?
Maybe the Star?
The Star.
And Bill. The Super Horn.
How many hours have you played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
About 3,000.
Over 4,000.
2000. Over 4,000 hours, I think.
Oh, 4,000 hours. Man, you guys are dedicated players. Dedicated competitors. No wonder you're so good. Well, good luck to you all. I am looking forward to seeing the competition. I can't wait to watch you all play against each other. Thank you so much.
All right, there we go. We are back. Certainly appreciate that insight right there. I have to say, Ash, you know, I don't know how you weren't able to keep it together. When they said like 4,000 hours invested in the game, like I love to play, but I could never reach those heights. That is so impressive on there.
Somebody said 4,000. So first one, 4,000, and I was like, I'm sorry, minutes? No, hours. No, hours. They have dedicated so much time and so much energy into learning every single in and out of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is so impressive, the depth of their knowledge, how much they understand these tracks. I bet if you blindfolded them, they could, in fact, finish races, no problem, because it is now committed to muscle memory.
Yeah, it was interesting because I remember later on you asked about what was their least favorite, and actually all of them said mirror mode because mirror messes up your muscle memory.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not the same, right? So it's like it's so interesting to me that they have spent so much time working through these tracks and really just learning every single nuance about them.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's time to find out if all that hard work will pay off, because we're going to throw it to the stage to kind of introduce our competitors a little bit for you coming down the line. And again, Bear, your expertise I must call upon.
Yeah, we got Brian,
Yes.
2392 from Monroe, Washington. They qualified through the in-person qualifier here. Give it up to Brian, everybody in the crowd.
There you go. Let's go, Brian.
Got some Brian fans out there.
This is one of my friends, Las Vegas local, Ariel Postel. They qualified as well, finishing first within their qualifier earlier today.
Now, Bear, I'm going to watch you on that bias now,
Look,
okay?
I'm just,
Keep it unbiased here.
look, I hope they do well. But coming up, can't forget Korn from Orlando, Florida. They qualified today. They ended up finishing second place, but still qualified still in the championship. I'm wishing the best. It's going to be great to see how they play. They've been playing Green Yoshi from what I saw. And we have Bonnie 951 from Las Vegas, Nevada as well. They are also the Inside Drift, and we'll see how they do. They're kind of jamming here with their music.
I think once you're vibing like that, you're already set up for success. So I like what Bonnie's doing here.
That's me. Every time I play Mario Kart,
There it
you're
is.
always vibing out to the music. There's Cavo.
Yeah, no, returning champion Kevin from Mexico. He won in Boston. He's ready to come out here.
Yes.
We're gonna see how they do. They're dialed in, ready to rock.
Ready to go. He's relaxed.
And there's Joel from Juarez, Mexico. They qualified from the online portion, And they were saying pretty confident. I talked to him throughout the few days we've been here, so I'm kind of curious how they.
Two of the best players from Mexico.
Yep.
Look, Mexico produces some great Mario Kart 8 Deluxe players, and we can't forget our early players, Squash from Nashua, New Hampshire. They qualified into the online qualifier as well. Let's see how they perform. I know they were asking me for some tips, but I always tell everybody, just breathe. Breathe is the best thing that you can do. So
That's what it is.
That's right.
Competition, man. Like you kind of it just breeds the best out of people, and I'm expecting to see a
can't
lot of
forget
it.
Adon from Pennsylvania, Evans City. They're actually on one of the only online qualifiers that use Inside Drift. Their favorite character is Isabelle, so we'll see how they perform with Isabelle.
I like to see an Isabel out there.
Izzy gets busy. Let's see.
And here we got Rocky from I'm bad of California City.
Yorba Linda. It's Yorba Linda.
Hey,
California.
thank you,
Hey,
Ash.
Rocky.
Don't worry, you got an LA girl here for you. You got an
Good,
LA
good.
girl.
I've heard some great things about Rocky. They're in LAN tournaments, and
I saw
they've done
Rocky
very well.
playing earlier.
And we have Cozy Fog here from Redmond, Washington. They were here last year.
Hometown hero.
So let's see how they do. They represent the Pacific Northwest area. So give it up for Cozy Fog.
Go.
And we also have Abdullah from Salt Lake City, Utah. Let's go. Hopefully have a good time from Salt Lake City representation here.
I will say that is a surprise for me. Because, not a surprise, but that's somebody you should keep an eye out for. Multiple competitions, I've seen him dominate. Okay, he knows he's got a couple trophies on the shelf, trying to add another one
Hey,
here.
they qualify
Mario
for
Kart
a
8
reason.
Deluxe.
And then we also have John Day here from Federal Way, Washington, as well, Pacific Northwest representative. Let's see how they do in the Championship Cup 2023, and that's rounding out all of our competitors here.
All
This
right.
is a really great group of competitors. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
And it's different levels of skill here. I'm honestly really excited to see how everybody performs with the courses we have laid out. All of the courses that we've had are pretty good front-running tracks. And drift and drafting.
Now,
tracks.
Bear, for those at home who are not well versed in Mario Kart, can you explain a little bit about front-running tracks, these different types of tracks and the strategies that these players are going to use as they are racing?
Yeah, so basically you have three types of tracks in this game. You have front-running tracks, the basic premise of that. Stay in the front of the game, win the race.
Be the front runner.
Very,
Got it.
very easy.
Very
And
self-descriptive.
then you also have drafting tracks, which basically what you want to do is you want to stay second to fifth, draft your way up behind other people with that mechanic. Watch out for item mashing. Watch out for the blue shell. Do your best to kind of perform well here. We don't have too many bagging tracks, which is a strategy you kind of hold back to farm powerful items. But we'll see if anybody does that for these races.
There's no holding back here
It
at the
seems like
championship.
Not
it
at
seems
all.
like everybody's been really dialed in to really push up the front. I'm really curious to see how first and second and third and fourth operate, because in essence, for the Grand Prix, it is 12 races. You are competing for points. First place gets 15 points. Second place gets 12 points. Third place is 10 points. Fourth place is 9, and then it goes -1 after that. So if you get 12th place in the first race, you can still win this. You can still vie for up there. You just have to make sure you're consistent later on. So just don't give up hope. Do your best. And more importantly, try to stay up front, but also keep in mind you are going to have to play defense and offense at the same time. So as we're getting into our first race, Ninja Hideaway.
I love this course so much.
Have you played this course? You like
Of
this course?
course
love
I
this
have.
course.
I love this course.
I know both of you have. I just
It's
think
so beautiful.
This course has very mixed reviews because it can be technical, it can be scary, but it has.
And that's no problem for our players up here.
Yeah,
That's the
they
thing.
go
that-
here
but the
today.
music is the best part of
Yes.
this course.
Absolutely. Very
And they're
aesthetically
off.
pleasing. Going to be great for the ears as well. Let's see who are going to be some of our front runners right out the gate as we turn our attention to Brian, Ariel Pastovani, and Korn.
So there's different pathways you can take. You do top path, bottom path. There's also a shortcut through the Corona Plan boards. In the beginning, most people try to collect coins and make your way up. The key thing in racing is collecting coins so your car can go fast.
Yes.
Now we're seeing a lot of Yoshis. I know that Yoshi is pretty much top tier. This is a really common choice for a lot of racers who are competitive. Why is that, Bear?
The reason why Yoshi's been up there is because his mini turbo stat, acceleration, and speed has been very good. They recently patched the game in Wave 4 of the DLC, where they kind of boosted the middleweights a lot more. So Yoshi, we'll see a lot of Yoshis, some Peaches, some Daisies. They all have the same weight class, and Birdo as well. But right now, we got Kevo in first, taking the no-item shortcut, hitting the wall perfectly. If you saw what he did there, he was able to use the mini turbo, hit the side, not even get hurt by the board because of the way that their speed was through there. And he's just kind of flying through. But Joel is right behind him, and in second place. This could be terrifying. Anybody with a bomb in the front. If they snipe you, it is
That's
over.
dangerous. That's
Yeah.
dangerous.
But it looks like they used it more defensively, which is the more of a smarter play here, given that they've actually pulled multiple reds. So this is going to be a very tight finish to the final lap here. We have Kevo. He slowed down knowing that the blue shell is out. He's trying to do an after you.
Oh, hold on.
And it did end up hitting Joel, but
Yep.
but Joel still had 2 reds, so it did not work in his favor.
Oh,
And then Joel,
no.
Oh no, Joel!
That seems like a very uncharacteristic move to make on that part.
But
Just kinda
here's
slowing
Squash
yourself down.
with a mushroom and a star secondary. They could be able to predict a lightning coming up here. They used it through the shortcut. They're in a dodge right now for a shock. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like the top 3. We have literally
They
top
are
4
neck
on
and
the screen.
neck.
This is phenomenal. This is exactly what I want to see here. Kevo up in first place, throws the bomb back, ends up hitting one person. Let's see if they can chain this bomb. Are they protect themselves? Oh, there's a double red coming for Kevo. He's gonna make it fast. Oh
Is he
my
gonna
God!
make it? Oh,
He was so
Barely.
just
Barely
barely
made it.
squeaked
Yes.
by.
with Kevo with first, barely making that double red dodge. His lines were really clean. He was able to pull out those mini turbos pretty fast here. Then Squash hitting up second place, and then Cozy Fog in third. That was cold-blooded. He knew what he needed to do. His slowing down for that blue was strategic and well done. But the reds after is hard to predict.
That's
those.
tough.
Yeah, Ashley, you pointed out that Kevo was coming in here off of a hot victory out there in Boston, right? So you already knew his heightened sense of just like, I want to defend that title was going to be off the charts. How do you start, make a way? Take that first place right out the gate.
That's
Okay,
right.
Kevo,
You just
gonna be
take
a
that
prop for this.
momentum and you go. I mean, look, it's a race.
Yes.
Like in a race, momentum is everything. If you can keep that momentum, and Kevo obviously he's on a hot streak right
He's
now.
him. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if other racers there, don't give up.
Yeah.
He may have gone first, but Squash ended up getting second, Cozy for third there. That's still points behind. They can still make it. Even if you got 12th, the key thing in a Grand Prix, if you're playing in a tournament, most of the players that are pretty high level, they'll understand the person with the crown is your enemy, not the person next to you. So essentially, as things move on, if you let that person with the crown have that wider point spread, it starts getting, just abysmally low morale. So being able to understand who is your competition and having a kind of like an unspoken code to hit that person, it
Big
is part of the
target.
game.
It's a big target on your back.
I mean, yeah, it's not that hard. You're like, oh, this guy has the crown. I should hit that individual. But
That
the thing
applies
is,
there. This applies to playing with your family. I mean, I can say when I play with my family, anybody who has the crown, we're all gang up on that person.
Fair point. Yes.
Yeah,
Very fair
I was
point.
a little brother. The only reason why I got good at Mario Kart is because my brothers were mean to me. So I was like, I'll get you back in this game.
I love the Bear backstory that we're getting between the matches. And let's go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard so you guys can see how some of your favorites are doing right there. You see Kevo in the lead, Squash bringing up second place with 12, and Cozy Fog not doing too bad a job at 10 points himself. Everybody obviously accumulating points on the board, but yeah, those top 3 and 4 really trying to separate themselves from the rest of the pack, Bear.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing. If you're in the bottom 4, don't worry about it. You have 11 races left.
You got chances.
Yeah, and the people that placed top 4, they've raced really well. What I saw there was a lot of these racers are playing to race normally, which is fine. But we had someone basically bring up a star into second place, and no one pulled the lightning, and there was no shotgun in play, which is huge for a race like that because that could change everything. So let's see how this goes here. We're going to our second race.
Choco Mountain.
Yeah, Choco Mountain from N64. One thing they added here from the N64 version was implementing the glider. It's a really fun mechanic. There is a special area for use the bullet veil. You have like an extension. It adds a little bit longer. We'll see how this goes getting into the second race.
Now, does that extension, is that like kind of a vital thing to kind of employ in a strategy for trying to win here?
It is vital in the last 2 laps. If you're able to pull it off, you basically takes you through the finish line. It lasts for like 7 seconds. It's quite larger than for the most part.
All right, well, Kevo picking up right where he left off, already in first place, trying to put some distance between him and the other competitors. Let's see how long that's due to last.
I love seeing Kamek on the field. Kamek's my favorite DLC
Wave
character.
5 edition. We're
Yes.
really enjoying Kamek. He's a delight. I am really enjoying watching all of the drafting happening on this track, which is one of my favorite things to see. I love the drift draft. This is like my that's a classic for me to watch. Like it takes a lot of skill to be able to do that, and this is really fun.
So Kevo was really clean lines here. He did something called the ramp strat, which is you're holding a mini turbo and you're tricking off. You can actually trick off 3 of those mounts by slowing down a little bit, and then you can do a triple trick. But he was like a very time trial a specific line, and he is just running away with this. He's got 9 points, a coin, and a bomb in his second box placement. And second place is Vonnie with a mushroom and a red in hand, kind of making the way up there. Again, at this point, it's been long. It's a long enough. A blue shell should spawn. The gap between first and second is massive. And then you'll probably see a lot of items get pulled. I'm surprised no one's been pulled lightning yet, but we'll see how this goes here. Here's the blue shell on the mini map. Vonnie has double mushrooms in play here in second place. The person behind him was able to use the bullet bill extension, the red Yoshi, and they were able to kind of go through there. But the ink came out, which indicates likely that we'll have someone be holding the lightning in play here. And Vonnie overtaking first place here, getting the double item box in play, having a bomb in place, dragging it. This is gonna be intense.
100%. I was going to say that's definitely something that just kind of help you keep that lead intact. Obviously, Kevo, though, right on their heels. Not going to take it too far out of this, despite getting hit by that spiny blue shell, as you alluded to, Bear. And I can't even finish the sentence before Kevo just finds himself back in first place, trying to take another one. And I don't think anybody's going to be in position to stop the little stylish, smooth sliding in there to end that course. Wow.
Oh, look, I was just holding back my pain. All I saw was, I knew Vonnie was trying to pull out the green shell because he mashed his coin so he can drag it to the greens to get hit by the red, but it was just like 1 frame away. And
so close.
It was very close, but nice for Kevo, back-to-back first places. He has a clean 30 points, 10 races to go. You know, this is tough, but like, again, there's a lot of people that are playing in our front run style right now.
Yeah.
And right now, the only thing you can do is do your best. But if someone's able to like be able to play the item or RNG a little bit more and look at what person is in first, which is Kevo here, and what character they're using, there is a strategy of looking at your mini map, seeing where a specific character can be to make their race worse. Which is, people call it targeting the first place, but in essence you're not being mean, you're just trying to win.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a competition. Ashley, you said it, like, hey, we don't discriminate whether it's a competitor or a family member. We're trying to get that crown.
Most casual Mario Kart players, anybody sitting out of this audience, you know what it's like when you're playing with your friends and someone's got the crown, you're coming after your friend, right?
100%.
That's, I mean, hey, look, some friendships have ended because of Mario Kart. But then you get drawn back in, you want to race with your friends again.
All right, well, we are going to go ahead and get our third race started momentarily. Kevo really, again, showing up and showing out. It's been an impressive outing. And Bear, you know, you really mentioned it at the top of the show, mentioning how Yoshi, just such that powerhouse character since the buffs from that DLC patch. We're really seeing that on display right now.
Yeah, it's funny because Yoshi has the same stats as like Birdo, Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, and in general, it's just people say because he's bald, you can see because he doesn't have hair.
Well, you can see the score update right here. Kevo out in first place with 30 points, 12 points separating him and Squash, who's in second place. Cozy Fog remaining in, actually tied right now, I'm sorry, with Squash. So we got kind of a little battle right there for second place developing as Ronnie and Joel trying to maybe break up the monotony right there with the
they're essentially tied for third, and then Ariel Apostle's at 14 points. It's actually pretty close in comparison. The only thing is people know who is the king of the Grand Prix at the moment, which is clearly Kevo. They're using the pink Yoshi. You know, in essence, you want to look into your point spread. There's still 10 more races, plenty of things that go here.
It's 150 points to every first place winner. So it's, you know, there's plenty of points to be had. There's definitely a lot of ways for these players to catch up. They just have to break Kevo's momentum. It's only going to take one move, one great moment for somebody to really kind of like break that.
And the thing is, you have to keep in mind, a lot of these courses are very front run, like nice courses. So they when they start, that's a big thing. So your starting position, you will get the item box sooner, you get coins sooner. So it does favor you greatly. Now going into this race, we're starting into Waluigi Pinball, which has a cannon mechanic. So the items are going to be a little bit funky because the cannon extends the distance from the placements. And then there is just one item box in the beginning. So Kevo could be able to get hit out very early and could go bad. So let's see how this goes here as the race gets started.
All right, let's find out. Again, Kevo has had those hot starts, and that's kind of what's been the vehicle for getting him to, well, there it is yet again. First place, who's surprised? Nobody had this death, nobody in the crowd. But as you said, time and time again, Bear, it is still 10 races to go, so anything can certainly happen. Everybody relatively close here on this opening stretch as we take a look at some of our competitors bringing up the rear as well.
Yeah, and we've seen what a lot of them have been doing is essentially maintaining their distance. There hasn't been as much spam as I thought there would be, but there have been a good job of maintaining their item play, understanding their awareness. I mean, Kevo is just kind of clearing his way through here. Holding the banana hand in the secondary, also has maximum 10 points, so they're at max speed right now.
Yeah, being able to get some nice drift. Obviously, as you said,
He got redded in the cannon. It's the worst place to get redded. Oh my goodness, this is the longest ride you can ever have.
Somebody was saving that. Somebody was saving that.
This is it's the worst feeling. It's like you're in a ski lift and you're stuck.
Yes.
oh wow, Kevo!
Oh, my
Kevo,
goodness.
again, it just takes a couple, and he's in 12th now.
wow.
And Adol's in first place. And but Blue Shell, it targeted Vonnie, but Vonnie was able to dodge it with a mushroom, clean mushroom dodge. Again, you can dodge a Blue Shell with a mushroom as the spiny shell's coming
Yes.
down. Which Vonnie was able to execute perfectly here. Hat is in first place with the red,
We got a
trailing.
crazy 8 on the field.
Yeah,
We do have a crazy on the field, which Kevo lost the star because someone ran it over, which is unfortunate. That does happen if you bump into someone incorrectly. But Kevo's in 12th place here. Bonnie's in first. This spread is very tight, so anything could happen here. But in essence, you have to just kind of be careful this last pull. And Kevo, but Butterm has these fire flowers. Fire flowers can be the detriment, and I've lost a lot of hair from the fire flowers.
no doubt about that. Obviously, I don't think Kevo needs to be, I mean, obviously you want to maybe still finish in that top 4, but definitely making his way into something. But we are seeing some really impressive feats right now. Adon, who was in first place momentarily, kind of let that one go. Deontay, though, first place, trying to hold on lap number 3. He's so close to the finish line. Can he put this away?
He's using Lemmy, so Lemmy is actually a baby character in this game. So it'll be very interesting. He's got high miniature win, the highest miniature we can have possible.
Yeah.
He's in first here. He's avoiding the pinballs. As I take this route because I get scared of these pinballs. I am bad at my awareness. Ends up missing that flipper by like a split there. He's in first. He's trailing the red. He should be okay as long as the green behind doesn't hit him. Squash.
Nice. A
Nice
new
winner.
winner.
They squash in second. Vonnie ended up getting down there. Kevo finishing in 8th.
Wow.
This changes things up.
Change it up.
This
We
changes
changed
it
it
a
up.
lot. Squash getting that second place was huge because that is 12th place, but Deontay getting first place, it brings him up to the point standings completely. That was a really nice race. Again, people. They probably listened to me on the stage, so you know what? That's why they saw who was the point leader, and they said, all right, we need to ensure that we have a fighting chance for the rest of these races. And that was race 3, so we have plenty to go here. And this looking like an actual Grand Prix among these folks.
I'll tell you what, everybody loves an underdog story, okay? And Kevin was trying to make them all underdogs, okay? Until they said, you know what? Let's get together and put a stop to this. And that's exactly what happened. We got a new winner for race number 3. Love to see it. Still plenty more to go, Ash. But we're definitely seeing, as Bear said, the Grand Prix really starting to develop here.
Yeah, things are starting to heat up. I really enjoyed how tight everything was. The pack was so competitive that race. You just really didn't know who was going to pull away with it. Even towards the last, about 3/4 of that last lap, it was really amazing to watch everybody just really kind of scrap for it there at the end.
And it was the pack was so tight where when the blue shell was activated and it got closer to the first place. For some reason, ever since Wave 5 was implemented in the game just sometimes goes for the wrong person. It's happened to me. I've been hit by the blue shell in second place. And
I finally can explain that to you.
Yeah, so so the fact that Vonnie was targeted but ended up dodging it was huge for them, but they weren't able to finish well from that, even though it was a really nice play. But you know what? It's great to see Deontay and Squash make their way up there.
Yes.
And if the point spread, it's probably going to be a little bit tighter here, which I think we'll get the point tally fairly soon, so we can see it coming into our 4th race here, which is a Sydney Sprint.
Well, let's take a look at that scoreboard right now, and let me tell you something. That gap is definitely closing off of that, 8th or 9th place finish from Kevo. Now only a 5-point lead separates him and Squash between first and second. Vontae taking a huge leap up, 27 points, put him in 3rd. Joel still hanging around there in 4th place, along with Cozy Fog, who's been kind of up and down on our leaderboard as well.
Yeah, and just so people know, Deontay was like bottom 4 or 5
Yes.
in the last race. So like this is huge. Like they understood what they need to do. And and it looks like a nice Grand Prix. 5-point difference is still scary. I would not be comfortable in the 5-point difference going into our 4th race here for Kevo. But everybody else, they still have a fighting chance, even if you're in the bottom 3 or 4 right now. And we're going into our 4th place, which is Sydney Sprint. Have you been to Australia in real life?
No, just in Mario Kart.
Same. I have not been to Australia, but you know what?
It's safer that way. I'll tell you that much. Mario Kart.
There's less spiders in Mario Kart that are the size of a dinner plate.
Look, the shells in Mario Kart are scarier than the spiders sometimes in Australia.
That's true. That's very true.
Well, let's find out. I'm very eager to see how this one is going to shake down.
Look at all these Yoshis.
In the last, oh yeah, you already know it's a Yoshi stampede. Okay, that is not an exaggeration. That is a fact for what we're going to see here.
So going into this race in general, coins is very critical in the beginning here because you have different pathways you can get coins. Try to make the win here. Joel here has nothing, so they're just going to make sure they farm their 10 coins, get the double item box, and they might get. Ooh, they're able to trap and screen the item box from them, which didn't mean much because they end up having a mushroom, but still huge because basically you're not letting the other person get
You're
down.
taking the opportunity away from a competitor. That's a really smart play and very skilled.
Yeah, I learned that from my big brothers when they just took my food.
I feel like we are, in fact, E. I think you're right. We are hearing the bear.
And that's okay. I like it.
I don't know why Joel bombed the cut. That was I think they were just hoping they'd pull mushroom.
Yeah.
But they were able to kind of recover. They're still in 2nd place. Behind him is Fire Flower from Bonnie. This is terrifying. I wouldn't even stay in the straight line. Get his head there. Couldn't do much about that. And guess who's in 1st place? Kevo with triple mushrooms in play. Here goes the blue shell. But as long as Kevo does not lose mushroom, I think he'll be fine. He get this.
Watch this. Watch this.
He got it.
Oh,
He got
my
nice
goodness.
Right
The
through.
timing,
red.
Can you believe that?
immaculate, to say the least. And you can
Beautiful.
tell that is somebody not missing a beat when it comes to canceling out anything, taking these shortcuts, and really just giving himself a pretty solid lead here in 1st place.
And though we have Bonnie here, we just threw a red shell. Ends up pulling only greens and a mushroom in 2nd. Not the best thing you can have here because it's tough. You really want to red out wherever you can.
Yeah.
But this is a race between Kevo and Bonnie at the moment. With Squash in 3rd place, by the way. Still very critical here.
The potential to be competitive, even if you're in 3rd, is there, even though they're going into the 3rd race.
And Lightning just came in, but the Lightning ended up helping Kevo because he happened right before item boxes. So he still has his way in here. We'll see how things go. It looks like Kevo's got a coin and a blue shell's in place. He also got a horn, so this is his favorite item. He just ended up using it.
Yo, wow, that was beautiful.
Favorite item.
Playing that symphony of destruction, if you will. Well done to Kevo, taking his place back on the top of the mountain with another 1st place finish.
And Bonnie in 2nd, Cozy Fog in 3rd, Aerial Possum 4th there. That would actually shake things up a little bit more for the point standing. Kevo obviously whiting his hat.
Dominated.
Understanding what you had there. But in all honesty, that course it is very. The last stretch is very likely lightning will happen and then the shock will be activated. So you just have to figure out what can I do in that situation.
Yep.
If the lightning happened after before there were the gap, it would have put Kevo in a really bad spot. So in general, most of these racers, if you pull lightning, be aware who's in 1st place and try to remember where the item box plays in order. Your goal is to basically hit them with the lightning right after the item box set, so they are helpless. And then the person after will get red shells and hit them up.
Yeah.
And that is a lot of people, like I've been in a situation where I went from 1st to 10th from that. And it feels horrible, but it's the way the game is, and you have to make sure
Well, that's strategy. That's the strategy. You know, it's if you're in 2nd place and somebody lightnings that 1st place racer and they have no more items, they're wide open. They're able to be taken out with red shells. So if you just happen to have some red shells handy, no one's good. You're not going to complain. You're going to use them.
Yeah, and sadly, Vonnie could not pull. He was in 2nd place. He only pulled like a mushroom and like a green shell, which he just had to play defensive. Ended up securing the 2nd place, which is sometimes like when I'm racing and the last stretch of the last lap, you have to be like, okay, I'm going to be okay with whatever placing I'm going to get here. I can't get 1st, so so I'm going to hold on to whatever I can get 2nd place.
Yeah.
Because 12 points is better than trying going for 1st and getting like 9.
100%. Just kind of protect, not necessarily protecting your lead since you don't have it, but protecting your placement, and that, of course, is going to be very, very helpful. Now, let's take a look at our updated scoreboard after 4 rounds. Kevo, 50 points. Squash, 38. Cozy Fog bouncing back up a little bit with 35, and then Aerial Apostle and Joel, as well as Deontay, all tying for fourth place with 31 points apiece. Wow. You said it best, Bear. That point spread was definitely going to start to divvy out a little bit, and you're seeing how tight this is really looking. These totals are.
This is super tight. It's been 4 races. It's still 8 races to go. 8 races is pretty much 2 Grand Prix in this game. If you play a cup, it's 4 races.
Yep.
So we're basically playing 2 more cups here. So they're not familiar with that, and they can still make a comeback. You just have to make sure you understand who's in a point leader, and we're getting into our race 5 here, our next race.
Maple Treeway.
Maple
Go
Treeway.
back to the Maple Treeway.
I really enjoy this course.
Yep.
Fun fact about this course.
Let's hear it.
At Kevo, on Boston, when he won on this course, he was able to dodge the blue shell with a grounded mushroom, and that made me flip out. So I'm excited to see how.
So he had the vision.
He had the
and
vision.
he executed off.
And I
That's
knew
great.
he would do it because I was like, that's what I would do. So he did it. So it was great. I love to see that. I'm
See,
getting.
in my mind, I'm like, that's what I would try to do
Right.
and probably not do.
It's hard to do in the tournament, but
Yeah.
but so far we have Kevo in first, and then we have Squash in third. I don't know who's in second place here, but this is a really fun try. I love the music; it's very pleasant.
Yep.
It's good overall.
Not about it. Very
Giant
fitting.
Wiggler. Giant Wiggler alert, everyone. Watch out for the Giant Wiggler.
Humongous. Love this view that we're getting right here. No, and again, to probably nobody's surprised, Kevo in first place. Let's see who's going to try and at least knock him down a couple of places. We got to get this man under control. I think there's, as you said, Bear, a little bit of an unspoken rule, maybe an unspoken collective that we got to do something about this guy just crawling that far ahead of us.
Here's the thing: the fact that Kevo has not switched his color Yoshi,
Yeah.
it means he's very confident. Someone tried to banana snipe them. It was like 1 frame away. But yeah, like you just have to kind of play weekend here. But the thing is, it's Maple Treeway. Anything can happen. We have Squash in second place with the banana, just protecting himself. Mario Apostles in fourth, and we have the person in third,
Yep.
who's a red Yoshi. But you just have to be careful. Kevo pulled double greens, which is amazing to have in first place here.
Yeah, it's just so interesting to see like all of these individuals kind of all vying at this point, or just maybe just trying to, I don't know, play for second to an extent, because everything unfortunate not necessarily happened to Kevo, but everybody else is going back and forth. Ashley, I'm sure you kind of taking note of yourself.
Yeah, well, and to Bear's point earlier, it's just, even just staying competitive
Yeah.
means that you still have a shot at first, right? Because there's so many races left. You can continue to place second, third, and then toward the end, really pull it out and end up in first place and win the championship.
With a final lap, and
Oh.
Kevo, someone listened. He got hit by the red, after the lightning, and the blues are gonna hit
He's
him still.
waiting.
Oh my God, this is the worst thing possible. He got destroyed there. Oh my goodness. In first place, we have Joel, and he's just rolling there with a mushroom in hand. Kevo is just getting rocked. That is the definition of Mario Party. That from first to 12, from everything, and they're just going. This final lap is insane right now.
They're really going to have to make a heck of a play right here. That golden mushroom, of course, going to offer unlimited boost for a limited period of time to help him out, just trying to claw his way back, maybe at least out of these double digits. He's got the bullet bill. Will he pull the trigger on it?
Joel's here. He's got a banana in hand. He's just using his best to kind of survive. Kevo ended up using the bull bill. I'm not sure how far he's going to get.
Oh.
We have Abdullah here in second. They were in last place in the GP, so they're just strolling around a good time. Nice first place with Joel. Abdullah was
Hey.
second place. I'm not sure who placed third there, but that was a really nice like Grand Prix. Kevo ended up being fourth in recovery. Oh my God, that was goodness. That was could have been way worse.
Yeah.
For them, but they got lucky with that bullet bill.
Yeah, a combination of just that golden mushroom and bullet bill really kept him from just bringing up even further in the rear. So that was really lucky for Kevo. But how about Joel taking first place, right? He's kind of been one of those middle of the pack guys. Now probably going to surge up a little bit with that first place.
Yeah, that was fantastic to see Joel win up there. They really need those points.
Yeah.
A fellow Mexican racer with Kevo, they know they wanted it there. Look, they're so happy.
He's
They're
like,
taking the
that's
picture.
what I've been doing. I'll
That's
be
what I
like,
would
look
do.
at me.
I'll be like, my name's on the board. That's amazing.
Tweet that out right now, my friend. Tweet
Don't
it out
worry,
right now.
Yoel. You'll be able to clip this later. It'll be on demand.
There you go.
Now, it is great to see how they performed. It is great to see, again, one thing about Kevo, I know we talk a lot, but I just want to mention,
Yeah.
one thing that they did was they didn't give up. They breathed. They were able to recover. They were
That's right.
able to use their items properly and let it not get to them. Again, that's a huge thing in Mario
Stay
Kart.
cool.
Stay cool, but you all with that first place on Maple Treeway, it was a really fun race to see that overall.
I
Yeah,
thought
that was a
really-
great track.
Yeah, that third lap really just broke some people open. You know what I mean? I thought that was like some game breaking plays were demonstrated right there, especially just that all out assault, the lightning, the red shell, the spiny shell, like everything just coming for Kevo.
Look, I'll tell you.
It's rough.
Speaking of game breaking, if that was me, my controller would have been just very, very hold tightly after that sequence.
All right, let's take a look at our updated leaderboard. Kevo still first place. Not quite as dominant. It's shrinking a little bit, but you got Squash right there in second. Joel, after that big-time victory, getting himself in third place very comfortably. Deontay sitting in fourth as well. So we're really starting to see, like, I don't know, is some of our placers like Brian, Rocky, Abdul, they're going to have to pick it up a little bit. Abdallah actually getting second place in that one and still finding himself at 10th. And let you know how hard it really is to accumulate these points in these kind of races there.
It's tough, man. Math, math. This is not lie. So you do your best. This is race 5.
Yeah.
So the next race is race 6. It's gonna be. After that, it's halfway.
Yep.
So it's really a fresh another 6 races. Anybody can make it back here. The point difference, you just have to make sure you understand who are the lobby leaders. Go after them. Do what you can here. Kevo's dialed in, understanding their next track is probably one of the most technical tracks in this game. And
My favorites of all time.
3DS Rainbow Road.
3DS
Is this
Rainbow
Is this your
Road.
favorite Rainbow Road, actually?
What's that?
Is this your favorite Rainbow Road out of the game? There's 4 of them in this game
I
right now.
know. It's hard to choose. I mean, I really love this one a lot.
You like this one a lot?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Rainbow Road?
Well, not really, because they all make me mad. But they are so aesthetically pleasing.
That's
okay.
a perfectly okay
I
answer.
felt like that was okay to admit on stream. You know, I'm still a big fan, but I have to ask you, Bear. I mean, you said this is one of the more technically demanding tracks, right? What specifically about this particular course makes that the case?
The reason why is because coins are very sparse. It's like you were in middle school and you're at the mall and you got no money. You're just trying to get as much money as you can possible. Okay, it is tough
Yes.
to get coins here. It is tough to go fast. There's a lot of tricks and there's also a
burned out on the boost.
You know what? That's the nerves getting into him. And there's also one specific part here in the mushroom. You can do a technique called super bounce, which is you just hold your mini turbo, you let go, and you trick off. We'll see if someone does it. It gives you a huge extension.
Okay.
But in general, this whole area, it just feels very stressful because you can get bumped off. Everything is kind of crazy here. Again, we got Aerial Paso. Go for just normal. That's fine. As long as they get their box sets here, being able to defend themselves. If you have a strong lead here, you're kind of solid.
All right, well, not a bad lead at all for Aerial Possible. Oh,
Red
well,
shell
that's what I
coming
said.
in.
Commentator's curse. I'm sorry
Spoke
about
too
that.
soon, yeah.
I saw the double reds. I didn't want to say anything. I just knew the double reds got pulled. But Rocky here in first place going into this section. Again, there's a glider section and then there's like you go into the moon. The moon section is probably the scariest for me personally.
Yeah.
Really? Why is that? I love the moon section. That's one of my favorite sections.
It feels like you're free falling.
Boosting on those craters? Come on.
Yeah, I watch a lot of sci-fi horror, and this point here, I feel like I'm in a horror movie. Something's gonna get me. Those little chain chomp balls, they always hit me, even though I try to dodge them. I just like, please don't hit me. But getting into this final lap here again. Just keep in mind, this is the only course that is a sectional track in the Boost Course Pass DLC. Now, Blue Shell's inbound. It's going to hit Kevo, but he has a mushroom in hand, so as long as he doesn't get booed, are we good to go? And he dodges. Beautiful Blue Shell dodge from Kevo as he gets in this last turn here, and Rocky right behind him with a banana in hand and a red shell. But it looks like things will be okay for Kevo, because not much can happen unless the shock happens in play. But let's see how they do here with Rocky maintaining second place. Kevo's slowing down a little bit. Oh, I think Kevo...
I think it's a little showmanship there.
No, I think Kevo just wanted to see who it was, just so they can hit them. Because that is a strategy in this game. Then Kevo finishes first. But yeah, just so you know, if you start playing with a little bit better players, they will throw their items back at you. And it is not personal. It's just business.
That's just rubbing the salt in.
No,
to me,
it's just
that's a little extra, right? Easy, yeah.
It's rubbing the salt. They throw it around, but if they're just throwing it back, it's
all right.
It's kind of you're expecting it.
All right,
Fair enough.
we can allow it.
Almost like I'm sure a lot of people were expecting Kevo to take another victory because he certainly did disappoint. If that was the case, this kid is absolutely on fire and unstoppable again. Got to tell you, the last time we saw him on a big stage like this, he found victory, and we're just going to go ahead and just hop into the next race momentarily here because we already know how that scoreboard is unfolding. We want to keep you guys guessing, see if you're keeping track and keeping score at home, if you can see maybe who's in that second, third, fourth place.
I mean, I like to be surprised, so I'm gonna
Same.
just I don't want to see the next track. I'm really excited about.
Oh, I love
because
this track.
This is new.
It's brand new track. Yeah,
Talk to me, Bear.
Yoshi Island. This came out.
Yoshi's Island.
God, this is so nice. This came out in Wave 4 DLC. This is a beautiful course. This has all the coins are Yoshi coins.
Yeah.
Special coins there. It's basically based off of the Yoshi Island world. And one of the cool things is there's a shortcut if you get this the
Special
floating-
shortcut. You gotta get the P block.
Get the
Look for the P block.
the cloud P block, and then if you miss it, it's okay because one thing you can do is hopefully someone hits it for you. And Joel burned out again. That's the nerves.
That's right. It's the timing, right? And that's the thing that happens with Kevo as well when he's using the mushroom to boost out of that blue shell strike. That it really is about that split-second timing. You have to get it exactly right to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, speaking of Kevo, he is in first place here, holding a green. He's having a good time, being fine there, kind of relaxing, makes you see what's happening. And then right now, what I've noticed is a couple players are holding back. They might be trying to back this course. Let's see how this
Oh, there's
goes.
that cloud. There it is.
nice.
Question mark cloud.
He
Sorry,
knows
it's not
how
a
to get
P
it down.
block. What is wrong with me? I'm thinking of something else.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's a cloud you just hit. And a blue shell's out already, which is very surprising. There's a couple things Kevo can do here. I won't say out loud, but he has a lot. His
favorite item of all time.
His favorite item of all time. He's vibing. As long as he ends up getting double box as well, which is what he needed.
Yeah, Kevo definitely again continues to separate himself from the pack. Squash, though, not too far behind. Can definitely make some plays, but going to need maybe an assistance. I don't think the mushroom or the banana going to be enough to get anything into play. Probably wait for another spiny shell, I guess, Bear.
Yeah, I would guess so. But more importantly, Squash switched from Kamek to Luigi.
Okay.
They're the same stats.
Oh, he missed the bridge too. The shortcut.
So in general, it's probably a strategic thing to get this good. Then I would do that if I was there. Again, here's another blue shell out right now. Squash has a banana, but a mushroom in secondary. Let's see if he's able to dodge this. Throws a banana forward, dodges it completely.
Nice.
But Kevo's right behind him with reds, but the person behind him has triple greens. Lightning comes in and does not matter. And Squash ended up only getting a second, one box, but he ended up getting a green. And Kevo got a red and a coin in second place, which is tragic. I don't think you should ever get a coin in second place. It's like it's the worst feeling. The game's just telling you are poor.
It's just not doing it for you. Kevo fourth place right now. A little bit of a scramble right here for our top four.
Let's see who anybody opens up the box for the shortcut. If I was someone, I would hold up here just so the box can be opened up. Hold up. No one did. Okay, right.
There it is right there.
It
It's
just
like all
opened up,
cracks.
and Kozenbog was able to make her way up there.
Look at that.
He's almost gonna get first. He ended up getting second.
He got curved.
I think Bonnie was able to outtake him through the out of bounds, and he did.
Yes, he did.
Bonnie with that
Wow.
first place finish there, and Kozenbog was second. That was great. That was really
That
fun.
was very,
Cozy,
very good.
so close, but Bonnie just making the play of the game right there to secure that first place, a much needed first place too, as we know that there's really like a little bit of a log jam in between trying to get, from that first to that fourth spot. So a lot of stuff going on.
And we think Bonnie when he is dialed in. That
Oh,
was a
absolutely.
really
Yeah, he was
clean win.
locked in on that win. Wow, that was amazing.
Now Blue Shell was coming at him, so I would have been sweating too because you don't know who would target what. Because basically the way that the Blue Shell works is it will start targeting whoever's in first after it passes second place,
Okay.
and it floats up. So it travels on the floor of the course, and then as it passes second, it flies up, and then it goes, okay, I will find this person, and I will lock onto that individual. And at that point, in that last stretch, you're just holding your breath. And what's funny is
Hoping for the best.
that Kevo, if Kevo held up a bit, it would have opened up the shortcut. But he didn't want to take chances there because you never really know. So it was not that bad of a finish. I think the point spread's probably going to be pretty closer now, given that was the sixth race and we have 6 to go. So we're halfway now.
I've got a strategy question for you. Okay. If somebody wants to get better at Mario Kart, they want to be more competitive, do you prioritize drifting and the course and the race itself, or double item blocks?
You want to do time trials? Yeah, courses itself. Course knowledge is a huge thing.
But as you're racing, like, do you
when you're-
prioritize picking up a double item block over like drifting and making sure you're staying tight to the course?
We'll get back to
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We
here's
have
the
these scoreboards after that was race 7 actually. So sorry about that. And we have Kevo with 84 points, second place Squash with 58, Joel with and tied with third place with Cozy Fog at 57, and Bonnie right behind him Fifth place is 56, and Aeropostale is sixth place in 50. Again, the bottom six, you're still in play here. Kevo's got a huge lead. It is quite massive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a significant lead.
That is significantly going into the next few races.
Yeah.
But let's see how these people play. They've been doing pretty okay for the most part. It just happens to be a tit for tat and the mid pack where
You just never know what's going to be in an item box.
Yeah, I
right?
think what we're really seeing right here, and Kevo is kind of like the perfect example of that, is like, you know, a lot of people sometimes, like some of the saltier racers will be like, you got lucky, it's all luck, it's all luck. There's a lot of skill involved when it comes to
So
Mario Kart 8
much.
Deluxe, and that is being shown in spades by Kevo, who has, as we said, has amassed a massive lead over the field as we are more than halfway through this 12-race event, and we are going to go ahead and jump right in. What is our next course, Bear?
Oh, this is one of my most beautiful tracks in the game, Singapore Speedway from Mario Kart 4.
Stunning.
Isn't this gorgeous? I can't believe this exists on the Nintendo Switch. As I know the processing power of Nintendo Switch is quite decent,
It's
but
beautiful.
but
Look
it's
at
gorgeous.
these buildings.
And my favorite part is here, where they go up into the infinity pool area of this building, and the Goombas are just having a great time. They're just playing in the water.
As they should. You know what? They deserve a vacation too sometimes.
I've noticed all the Super Fast DLC. It's just a bunch of Goombas just having a good time, and that's nice to see them give us a vacation after much needed.
That's like the flip side of that is you know, they get home and they're like, yeah, it was the weirdest thing. I was just laying at the pool, and all of a sudden, all these carts came past me, and they ruined my pool day, my wonderful pool day.
Sometimes you're just trying to relax. Let's see Adon, though, out in first place. We know big Isabel fan for sure. I said,
You know what? Adon ended up switching to Isabel,
Yeah.
which honestly, go to your favorite character. You don't have to go
Yes.
what is the best. Now, Blue Show just popped in on the mini map here, going into play here. It's gonna hit Adon. I don't think they were able to pull anything. It looked like the mini map did get hit. Right before the glider, which is smart, ended up possibly bombing. No, they ended up getting hit.
Oh, I think Rocky just used that fire flower to really just kind of knock out Adon momentarily. Oh, as he falls back to fourth place, make it fifth, make it sixth. Oh my goodness, stop making me count, man. It's like an auctioneer right now.
Ooh, Rocky was able to pick up the dropped mushroom from Squash's triples, which is huge. Very good item awareness. Super important to make a note of when you're racing.
Yep.
Yeah, you really took advantage of that.
And Kevo was able to dodge the lightning. So they're storming their way up. They're in first place with triple mushrooms. I don't know what the second item is, but Rocky's there with just a coin. And Kevo's just flying his way through, making his way to this final stretch here. There are a couple item box sets here, and it's a make or break moment. Someone has Fire Flower behind them. This could move someone's day. We'll see how it happens here in this final stretch.
All right, coming down to the wire right now. Kevo, mushroom in hand for a clear path to take yet another first place. See if anybody can run any kind of interference. Squash is right there,
He's
but
there, but I don't
that
know that
super
he's close
horn,
enough.
it
Look
doesn't
at
have
this.
the distance.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and Kevo just mushroomed his way through, stopped at the line just to see. He was very lucky that no one pulled red shells. He was super lucky. And
So lucky.
And that gap makes him significantly ahead of front of Squash, and he won single-handedly. All he had was a mushroom and a coin. Honestly, I would have been sweating bullets if I had only a mushroom and coin in first place. It is good to recover, but not much you can do with it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well done, Kevo. You can see a little smirk starting to form. Understands, yes, the gap is becoming so massive. Not sure if at this point, maybe it's just a fight for second place at this point, because Kevo is, I mean, what would it take, Barrett, for this to kind of drastically turn on its head?
What it would take is everybody to ensure that Kevo has the most unpleasant race. But I would not want to wish that on any human being in this game. So I honestly, mathematically, the only way it works is that if he gets 12th, all the next 3 races, and someone else gets first. But Kevo has been able to recover, has that mental aptitude of understanding not to get nervous, race well, knows their lines.
Now we've been to Sydney, we've been to Singapore, and now we're heading to the streets of Vancouver.
Vancouver Velocity. This course is very interesting because
talk to me.
So it is very Canadian.
Yes, the hockey rink. Really
there's a hockey rink in here, which is great. It's the Bros hockey rink, by the way. Just the Bros. I think it's the Ice Bros hockey rink specifically. But it is beautiful. I love the cedar trees. I love the scenery. Although, just like in Canada, the traffic can be pretty bad, but
Pretty
more
rough.
importantly, pretty tight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of walls in this course, so a lot of items kind of get spammed.
A lot of
Things-
narrow
Yes.
parts of the track as well. A lot
narrow
of
streets,
narrow
narrow alleys, and the fear that will come down my back when I go down those narrow alleys and someone has fire flower behind me. It's terrifying.
You
But
never
Kevo
know.
is here in first place with a coin and a bomb in hand. Keep in mind, the reason why most racers in first place hold on to their coin
Yeah.
and not use it is because it is very likely a blue to come out, steal their coin, and instead of their defensive
of
item.
their-
I
defensive
see.
item,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's kind of like a bait and switch almost in that
Bait-
sense.
es-
Okay.
Essentially, yes. But luckily, Kevo was able to pull a banana. But typically speaking, you'll if you have a coin in hand in first and you get an item box, you'll get a defensive item, guaranteed if you get an item box.
Yoel's pretty close behind him.
Oh no,
Like,
Kevo was
oh.
trying to go for the time trial world record lines, ending up hitting the subway bus station pole and was trying to catch a ride, I guess. Well, look, everybody has got their own way to getting around Vancouver, I guess.
Got to be careful. You're not the only one on these streets for sure, and they can be dangerous. But Kevo still being a threat here in second place. Joel trying to hold on to this lead as we enter our third and final lap of this course. And you see him just being very pensive and tentative if he's going to go ahead and unleash that red shell.
Double reds, and you have item box up front. You are kind of solid here. But the thing is with Kevo, he has to be super aware of the mini map, see what blue shell gun spawns, see if anything happens, make sure his lines are okay. But then some squash just overtakes him here. This part of the map is probably the most terrifying.
Oh,
And he
wow.
hits the Shy Guy.
Oh,
Why
no.
is the Shy Guy again? And Joel has only a coin in hand.
Wow.
Getting into the final stretch, and blue shell's on his way. Does he have enough speed? Please.
I think he's got it.
Oh, he got
oh,
it.
yes,
Oh,
sir.
wow.
Right at the
Good.
clutch.
And
Let's go.
Squash in second place. Oh goodness, I could feel the tension from Joel's Yoshi's bald head just going through there. The way he was snaking his mini turbo to hopefully gain enough speed. It is really good for lighter characters,
Yeah.
for medium characters somewhat, but that winning place on Vancouver Velocity. That was a stressful finisher. Squash of second place was actually huge for them because they were really close to Kevo. I don't know what Kevo placed, but him
10th.
10th?
10th. He said got 10th.
Wow.
And which is crazy because I think he was in first when we went into lap
Can't
number
be
3.
waiting for the bus. You can't be waiting for the bus.
The reason why I have mixed feelings for this course is because that specific last lap is so stressful. I think I have at least 6 gray hairs from that little area.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really appreciate that was a Canadian course. The only thing that was missing was the poutine power-ups, okay? So I can definitely get behind that one. Kevo, though, unfortunately coming up a little bit short. But, you know, when you have such a strong lead, you have that cushion, right? So he's probably not sweating
You
any
can take some
bullets.
risks.
Yeah,
You can take
but our
some
friend
risks.
Joel, that's somebody you want to keep because that's his second victory that he's been able to get.
Yeah, that's great. And second victories are good, but point consistency is critical. Squash getting second, he probably put himself up there. I'm not sure what the point spread here is, but it's getting real.
Oh, that's a
close.
beautiful shot. Can I see some flags? I got my flag up here, too. Let me see some flags from the crowd. There we go.
Hey.
Flag it out, baby.
Y'all have
Flag
it
it out.
done.
Let's go. Love that.
Perfect. Love to hear people love Mario Kart Deluxe.
All right, well, let's take a look at this updated scoreboard for everybody at home and at the audience. Well, somebody has finally crossed the triple digits and is Kevo with 102 points accumulated right now. That is a 20-point lead over second place Squash, followed by Joel and Cozy Fog in fourth place. Wow, Bear, that is a lot of points.
Yeah. Luckily, it's easy because math here is 20 points difference.
Yes.
I feel good about that. But in general, it's still you can still make a comeback. Kevo has to get another 10th place again or bottom 4.
But anything can happen in Mario Kart. We just don't know.
And it's 3 more races, and we're getting into some very, I would say, unpredictable courses next.
There are
next
some
week.
very unpredictable courses. We are heading to Koopa Cape.
Koopa Cape on the Wii. I love the music here. I love the aesthetics. It's very fun. This course is very a front run heavy course. So if you're in the lead, you're kind of solid because you have a lot of ways to come back here. So let's see how people go as the race gets started here on Koopa Cape.
All right, very eager to see how this one is going to shake down for sure. Would love some of those, kind of like, 10th or 12th places to really maybe have an impact. As you said, Bear, only got a couple of races left to get something done, but hey, there's no reason to think you can't maybe slither your way into that top 4 or 5. Would love to see some big changing of the guard, if at all possible.
Yeah, and honestly, see how they think there. Also, one change that they did from the Wii is that there used to be a electric shock area in this course.
Yeah.
They took it out.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm okay with it for the most part. But Kevo here, first place, has nothing going into this item box set. if he gets a coin, it's going to be a little more stressful. He ends up getting
That
a
is
coin.
stressful. Yeah,
It is
that is
very
stressful.
But Joel got a coin in second place. That is even more stressful. The game sometimes tells you, nope, here's a coin, and good luck with it.
Yeah, you're like kind of right on that border of being able to maybe make a play, but then the coin shows up. You're like, okay, not too much I can do with this. Can't really spend that thing, but you know
Joel
what, you can
cannot
hold
miss
on to
item
it.
boxes. He needs to make sure he gets item boxes if he do anything here.
Yep.
Kevo's in first place. Got 2 bananas in play.
Double.
And he is good here. Double protection. Joel with the red shell in hand and green in secondary. Rocky right behind him with a triple bananas and a super horn as they go into this final lap here. And Kevo's just kind of smoothing along. Let's see if anybody pulls anything. Ink came out. I wonder if anybody's actually able to pull the lightning here because the Ink was able to pull out. So let's see what happens here because I've seen some people going for item boxes instead of tighter lines.
Definitely, lightning would definitely help kind of slow down those couple of first front runners that you're seeing right now. Kevo, though, he's got not a care in the
And a blue
front, as
shell
you
is
said.
out in the mini map. Let's see how this goes here. It could be good, could be bad. Let's see what happens.
He doesn't have a mushroom, so it's definitely going to do some damage right now. Yeah, he's going to feel that hit. And let's see if Joel is close enough to take the lead. He is just barely.
He got
he gets red shell.
No. What happened is Kevo got side redded. The red shell was tracking Joel. Joel was able to trick above him, and it tracked into the line. It tracked, ended up just hitting Kevo.
Wow.
That is the worst feeling. The red over the back red almost hit Kevo. Joel with that first place finish. That is amazing to see. But also, if I was Kevo, I would have been very
a little perturbed. A little perturbed.
that does happen. That is a way to dodge a red shell, is using someone else as a meat shield, basically.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
That's
and
ruthless.
It's ruthless, but it's part of the game, baby.
But I love it. I love it when people are racing and they're just, doing whatever they can. You know what? Sometimes you got to just do what you got to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is not only just the third victory for Joel in this, that is his second in a row. So he's definitely kind of coming to life in these final tracks right now. Maybe not going to be quite enough to, usurp Kevo. Obviously, he's still got a second place finish, so those points are pretty much secure. But maybe making that second place a little bit tougher of a battle for sure as we're about to sail over to our next race. Getting towards the end, Bear.
Let's go. We're all going sailing. We're going to be on the Daisy Cruiser.
Speaking of vacations and the Goombas having a good time. If you notice, I love this.
They're-
They added the Goombas
Yeah.
and little floaties, and they're enjoying the pool at the Daisy Cruiser. I love Double Dash. I love the courses of Double Dash. So it's nice to see this back into the game.
All right, second to last course that we have for you here, folks. Let's see who's going to make an impact as the countdown begins. And we are off, taking a cruise.
Now again, this course it can be stressful. The most stressful part is really in the dining room area because I haven't been to I've never been on a cruise, but if I was ever on a cruise and the dining room tables was doing this, I would not be as happy as this Toad and Shy Guy's eating. I would be terrified.
It would be, I think I'd have a lot of motion sickness. I think it would be very seasick.
Kevo back
no,
redded.
Kevo.
That was see. Here's the thing. He back cameraed so you can make sure he can be able to see who is hitting. That was very clean for them, and they're just kind of strolling through here. Although they only have 5 points and a banana in hand, so not too bad here. And Bonnie is right behind him, tailing with 4 points. So again, it's hard to get coins on this course specifically. Right. But Kevo's been able to screen the coins from Bonnie, and it looked like Bonnie's overtaken by triple green tier of Adon, kind of switching up to the air, and the blue shell's out, going towards Kevo. Not much he can do here. He'll probably hold his defense in case someone tries to res him right after.
Yeah, smart player right there. Obviously, was almost at max points, but of course, that's fine.
His banana went
no favors.
Went through triple greens. That is the most stressful thing for anybody because you have a production that kind of floats around you, but it really just feels like it doesn't do anything.
Well, there's holes there. It's not a solid wall.
And Kevo gets hit out. First place, we have Joel first place here going into the final lap.
Yet
Has
again.
a coin in hand. Bonnie ends up hitting Kevo. This is huge. If Kevo just gets a Mario Kart here down to the end, but Joel missed the item box. He has nothing. He just has a coin. And double reds from Bonnie. Oh my god, this is insane. He's throwing his red. It looks like Joel's getting hit there, but it's hold on.
Oh no.
This is the crazy big gap here. And it looks like Bonnie's in first place here. He's trying to dodge someone with a boomerang back there. Ends up getting
nice.
still a first place. And Korn in second place. Wow. Bonnie first place there. He loves this track. And Kevo getting fit. Joel getting 10th. Oh, that's tragic.
That is crazy. Bonnie getting himself another victory. Saw him take a course earlier, popping off a little bit. Let him know.
There you go, yeah.
Let him know, Bonnie, you're in the building.
He loves
pumped.
Daisy Cruiser, and he won it with Daisy. How poetic is that?
That's just that. Sometimes it's just meant to be, and I think that is definitely one of those the stories of this event for sure. So congratulations to Bonnie on that one. Beautifully played. Popped off so hard he knocked off. Luckily that's magnetic.
That's
Since he's just
magnetic.
right
Yeah,
back
you
I
on.
can place
learned
it
that the
right
hard
back
way.
up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I've popped off a lot of times with that chair, and the pillow flew away, and I
Yes.
was like, oh no, I broke it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Magnetic, baby. They know.
But
what they're
good
doing.
job to Vonnie for winning that. That was nice to see that. It was a very stressful final stretch
was.
there. And Joel, if he was able to get an item box in that dining room table, he would have been fine. But
Would have
it's
made such a difference.
so tough. And getting into our final race here for the night in my favorite bathroom track, which is Squeaky Clean Sprint. I love this course.
This track it brings me so much joy.
It's fun. I want to be in this bathroom. This is the cleanest bathroom I've ever seen.
It's also just really exciting. Like you're just, it's my 4-year-old calls it the toilet track.
The
toilet track.
There is a toilet
That's his
that does.
favorite. It's
there is-
because
so
it shoots up water. It
True.
has a giant.
Yeah,
it has a giant water geyser that you can ride to a shortcut.
It is. I would not recommend ever going into a toilet geyser in real life.
No, that seems like
Don't do that.
That seems like a
But
very
in Mario
bad.
Kart, you want to use that
You
toilet
got
geyser
to.
for there is a shortcut and it's critical in this game. It takes you in a faster path. It only activates after a minute and I believe 20 seconds into the game, which is basically lap 2 and 3. You can use it.
So it activates, but you can utilize it the entire time once it's okay. Not
Yeah.
on a timer. Awesome. Well, how about on to these results? Kevo, 122 points. Joel, who has definitely been on fire, 95, just barely squeaking ahead. Squash, who's right there, just a point behind in third place. And Bonnie, who we just saw take a big win tied for fourth, with Cozy Fog, who's been hanging around that top 4, top 5 the entirety of this event. So, there, I think it's pretty much written in stone who's likely to take this.
The math says Kevo has
says.
won. So.
Math's undefeated right
But
now.
it
we
is
will
a battle
say.
for second place
Yes,
among
sir.
the top 6. Anybody can make it. Kevo could literally he could use
Petey
the,
Piranha.
the worst court. He might actually use he did this last time. He used Waluigi on Wiggler for the culture. He might do that for this race because he understands he won and that is one of his favorite builds.
I mean, if you are in the lead like that, I'd be Rosaline on the Comet. That's my favorite combo.
Not that bad of a build to pick. He ended up staying as Pink Yoshi as they should. And we're getting into our final race here at the Championship 2023 here, Nintendo Live.
There it
Give
is.
up to the
Make some
crowd here.
noise.
Make some noise.
for
And
me.
we're gonna do my favorite bathroom, the Squeaky Clean Sprint.
There we go. You already know it's about to go down. Who is going to take the final course of this event? It's been
Look,
so
the Goomba relaxing. I
Tyson.
told you, it's the theme for the Boost
The Goomba's relaxing. Yeah, these are all relaxed Goombas.
Okay, and we're going down here to this section of this course. This is probably the most stressful section because a lot of things can get thrown.
Okay.
Everybody get hit.
Very tight part of the track.
And you see someone basically lose their ring, so that feels bad. You never want to lose it to a number.
Would you say that's where all of their hopes and dreams go down the drain?
you've been saving that since you saw the course list.
100%. 100%.
Squash here, trailing him a bomb. I would be scared of her trailing him a bomb here. I don't know if they might go for a bomb snipe here against Adon. I would because it's fun. But ends up getting dragged by the green. That was actually, I don't know on purpose, but that was nice from Adon.
Just say it was on purpose.
It was on purpose.
Yes,
Great
totally
play by
on purpose.
Adon. Wow, fantastic by.
There we
by
go.
What
You gotta
strategy?
make the highlight reel, Barry. Gotta make
That's
the
right.
highlight reel. Love to see it. Adon, first place right now, trying to make an impact. Ariel Apostle, of course, in second place, and Joel in third. Gonna see maybe a shift here as they're all kind of
And here
come together.
The toilet geyser is activated now, so you can take the different pathway.
Nice.
Likely a blue shell to come out as well. Here comes Adon. They're probably going to take it as they trick through the. Oh, they didn't trick. So they go through the toilet geyser and they go right, and then you go to this different path, which is faster as you maintain this succession. There's also another path on the right, which you get more items. And we're getting to our final lap here as Adon's in first place, tricking off the water faucet, going down into this area. He got double redded. Ariel Apostle's right by. This gap is tight because we have Bonnie in second
It
with
is.
triple greens and red. And I have not seen a blue shell just yet, which is very surprising.
And now Blue Shell making his presence known just yet. I mean, in its third and final lap, something's got to give. Adon's been a
And
fantastic
a
job, but that lightning,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
the
dude,
lightning.
This is-
shocking the field.
This is tough because Bonnie wasn't able to get any item box at all. And another ink got poured out, so it might be another lightning into the bathroom. Again, do not
True.
shower when there's lightning.
Not advised. Not advised.
Not advised.
Correct.
That does seem like a safe.
And Adon is running away here. Was able to recover pretty well. Is in first place. Is he going to make it through? I believe he will. Will Joel in second place?
Nice. Adon doing it in
Oh,
style
wow.
to get that final
Nice
victory.
finish from Adon, final victory here. And we have Joel in second place. Congratulations to Adon for winning the final race on Squeaky Clean Sprint. Solid racing overall. Honestly, it was interesting to see how that is, but I just saw the scoreboard and it looks like Mexico is top 2. That is, they are showing something in here, and our champion is Kevo at the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship 2023 on Nintendo Live. Give it up for Kevo,
Give it up for
everybody.
Kevo.
Give it up for Kevo.
No doubt about it. Kevo.
Back-to-back champion. And look at this trophy. I saw this, and this is fantastic. And look at this. Oh, it's gorgeous. The spiny shell, that was some fantastic racing. And he gives it a nice kiss, as I would as well.
It's the only time somebody in first place loves to see a blue shell.
That's a good point. That's a good point. They knew what they were doing with that trophy design for sure. And Kevo certainly knew what he was doing on the sticks and on the track. As Bear said, he is your Mario Kart 8 Deluxe champion here at Nintendo Live.
Back to back.
Hoisting that trophy. And there's something I've got to let Kevo know. You, Kevo, yes, you on the stage, you are being invited to play in the Mario Kart Championship for 2024 at Nintendo Live Japan. That's right, my boy. Make some noise. We're taking him overseas to show him how we do it here in NA.
It is amazing to hear that. I've heard about that championship, but seeing Kevo actually win and prove himself time and time again that he has earned a spot in
Yes.
the World Championship, representing NA, representing Mexico, one of the best players I know both online and in LAN. Great to see that for that.
Love it for him. Love it for him.
I am so excited to see Kevo rep NA, get out there, and show everybody how it's done. I'm really looking forward to that.
No doubt about that. Hope you guys enjoyed that action. I'm telling you right now, this is what Nintendo Live's all about. Just bringing together all these talented players into one location where they can really show off their skills. And Kevo, of course, just leading the pack. We kind of had a feeling, Bear, those first 2 matches or so, it was like, all right, he's got the writing was on the wall, and it became a whole tapestry of just destruction that he created. So congratulations again, Kevo. Awesome performance.
Great
So
racing
good.
from him. It was very consistent. Understood this competition. Understood the courses. Kept his composure. Solid racing. Love to see that from them.
All right, no doubt about that. Well, let's take a look one more time. And they got something for us to bring on up because let me tell you something. You can't just talk about it. You got to see it for yourself in case you just walked in the building right now. Kevo accumulating 130 points to take home the championship. Joel did a great job getting himself into triple digits as well at 107. Squash in 3rd place. Vanny, a couple victories as well for 4th place. And then Ariel Postel puts the 5th place stamp on it. But guys, I told you at the beginning of the broadcast, our players are not the only ones who can win. I'm talking to you watching right now, talking to you in the crowd. We got a sweepstakes going on, and I want to let you know exactly how you can get involved and participate for the Nintendo Live 2023 Seattle sweepstakes, okay? My Nintendo members, you can enter. It's very simple. This Secret Labs Titan Evo Nintendo Versus Edition gaming chair is up for grabs, and we want you to get a chance to enter and win. Scan that QR code. It's available to do from September 1st through the 4th. So I need you to get active, get involved, and you can join me and Bear on those comfortable seats because we sit pretty at home. I'll tell you that right now.
They're very comfortable. Highly recommend it. Look at our players there being very happy for their winner.
Love it.
It's
The
nice.
sportsmanship.
Love it.
Here's, sportsmanship is great. Here's the thing.
All winners to me.
All winners. It's nice to see Kevo with his friend there. It's really fun to see this. Look at this camaraderie, and that's what it's all about. Mario Kart Deluxe.
Yeah.
You know, making friends, even if you win or lose. It's good to just have that play thing. Because you're not just. It's not just whoever's the winner. It's it's the friends you make along the way, even if
Yeah.
they hit you with whatever they got. In this course.
And if anybody out there is a casual player looking to get into the community, it has been so encouraging. The community for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just so great and welcoming. And so get out there, get racing. You should get out there. It's exciting.
No doubt about that, man. Get out there, get involved, and make sure you get with it because we got plenty more action because Nintendo Live is not finished. We're going to be back tomorrow with the Amiibo Tournament. Can't wait, but that'll do it for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championships here at Nintendo Live. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you later.
yeah. Whoop. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, hey. Ha-ha.
In Super Mario Maker 2, you can create the Super Mario courses of your dreams. And play courses created by other people from around the globe. In other words, you can basically have new Super Mario courses to enjoy every day. Now, let's jump right into the basics. Lay some groundwork. Pick from iconic enemies and objects, like blocks, coins, Goombas, and pipes, and place them anywhere you like. You decide what goes inside blocks and where warp pipes should take Mario next. And that's just the tip of the goal pole. You can hide enemies, stack them up high, and biggin them with a super mushroom, hide coins in pipes, and so much more. By combining a variety of parts, you can do some incredible things, stuff that isn't even possible in regular Super Mario games. Taking a course you're working on for a test drive is a snap, allowing for rapid-fire experimentation. You can change the course theme, whether it's underground, underwater, castle, your choice. Even the game style itself can be altered with options like Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario World. Complete a course, and if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can share it with other players online. Super Mario courses are meant to be played, so share yours with the world. Time to showcase some of this game's new tools, course parts, and features. Just pick a direction and set the length to create a slope. It's a beautiful thing, huh? Gentler slopes are an option too. Everyone's greatest fear, Angry Sun, is here. It holds a perpetual grudge, following and attacking Mario. Remember the snake block? You can determine its trajectory by freely drawing. And, woo, the blue one's really fast. Hit an on-off switch, and the red and blue blocks will swap. You'd be surprised how many uses there are. If you use them wisely, you can set up traps like this one, or even create a situation like this. Change tracks, or make conveyor belts change directions. Seesaws tilt left to right under Mario's weight. They're a perfect fit for risky, tilt-centric courses like this one. Let it grab you. Build momentum, then jump. Mario can even use these to send himself flying. Huh, bet you could even make a crane game. In this course theme, you can freely set the water level. Maybe half the course should be underwater. Or maybe the water level should change over time? You can select from 3 different speeds. And water isn't the only thing you can flood a course with. This side-scroller is truly customizable, right down to the scrolling itself. In a custom scroll course, you can decide where you want the scroll to start, adjust its trajectory, and set the speed at each point. The result is nice and smooth while you're playing. You could have it go up here, then go sideways. Hey, that's fast! You can now create vertical sub-areas. Of course, the auto-scroll feature operates vertically in here. To hide an area from view and prevent scrolling from revealing it, create a solid line of blocks perpendicular to the scroll direction. And voila! Secret room. Bonsai Bill looks like it's coming for Mario, because it is. You can select from the 4 cardinal directions. The red ones have a homing function. Watch out! Even lava doesn't faze the dry bone shell. Play dead for a sec and you'll be temporarily invincible. The 10 coin is worth, 10 coins. Find hard-to-reach areas and tempt players. Feeling charitable? Use the 30 or 50 coin. Mario may just be strolling along when a sudden sound effect plays. There are a bunch in Super Mario Maker 2. Stick one on an enemy, or perhaps go with something more sinister. Pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend, and you can create a course together on a single screen. A little creative collaboration goes a long way. Collect 50 coins. Defeat all the dry bones. Reach the goal as Super Mario. You can set clear conditions, and there are a wide range to choose from. From enemies to allies to items, a twister will suck up anything. Unsuspecting passersby will fall victim to the icicle. Hey, conveyor belts can go diagonal too. Did you know red Yoshis breathe fire? Parachutes slow down the falling speed of anything attached to them. Watch out for Boom Boom. The mad lad will chase after you, swinging his arms and legs. And there's still more to discover. If you're not sure how to use something, try out Story Mode. In Story Mode, Mario sets out to help rebuild Princess Peach's castle, and to do so, he'll face an entire game's worth of courses in search of coins. Talk to the Taskmaster to accept a job from the bulletin board and play the associated course. If Mario can clear the course, he'll earn coins as a reward. Hey, rebuilding a castle ain't cheap. There are more than 100 original courses crafted by Nintendo in Story Mode, showcasing a variety of tools, course parts, and features. As you play, you'll see many examples of expert course design. As the castle's reconstruction progresses, Mario will be able to reach more areas in and around the construction site. The characters you meet in these new areas may even offer up additional jobs. New sequel, new course themes. Desert. Snow. Forest. And sky. There's new music too, written by veteran Super Mario composer Koji Kondo. Who else could capture the classic sound of the Super Mario series? We've also got a new course part that makes these course themes even more fun. The moon. Tap this icon here and day becomes night. If you hit the angry sun, Mario will lose a life. But if you hit the moon, you'll wipe out a screen full of enemies. At night, expect a surprise or two, depending on the theme. In the ground theme, Goombas will float. The underground will turn upside down. In a ghost house, the lights will dim. And in the sky, gravity itself will be reduced. The desert will get hit by a sandstorm, while the terrain of the snow theme will become really slippery, and the forest's usually pleasant waters will be as poisonous as they come. Rumor has it that some items will even transform into something else come nightfall. Once you've unlocked the night versions of themes, you don't have to place the moon course part to use them. The Super Mario 3D World game style is finally available. The way this game style works is very different from the other game styles, so the course you're working on will clear if you toggle between them. That's because there are things you can do here that you can't do in any other style. You can't mention Super Mario 3D World without Cat Mario. Climbing walls, scratching, sliding, pouncing. With all these moves at your disposal, the courses you create will instantly stand apart from courses made in the other game styles. You can even climb up the goal pole. These clear pipes can be placed in any shape you like. Be careful though, enemies will make use of them as well. Crates float on water and lava, so you can make your own path when there's no platform to walk on. If you come in contact with a warp box, you won't be able to escape its pull. You may get warped to an area full of enemies. Consider yourself warned. Better not touch the spike block. You could combine it with the on-off switch to set traps like this one too. The exclamation mark block extends when hit. Ground pound to expand it faster. Blinking blocks phase in and out. Make sure to carefully time those jumps. The track block will follow any path you draw. The blue one won't move until you step on it. The mushroom trampoline yields a satisfying bounce. The piranha creeper will extend wherever you draw. Watch out for its spiky stem. Skip Squeaks like to try and match Mario's jumps. Sometimes you can use that to your advantage. Take this sweet ride for a spin to really tear through the course. Just try not to crash it. Drive safely now. Beware the Lord of Lava, Charbard. This monster's obsessed with gobbling up Mario. Pom Pom smoke bombs onto the scene. This ninja's mastered the art of a doppelganger. Which one's the real one? The Bonsai Bill from Super Mario 3D World can actually fly toward the screen. It's so powerful, it can break through walls. Many other familiar faces from Super Mario 3D World will liven up this game style as well. Course World is an online hub where players from around the world can share their carefully crafted courses. Browse by popular courses, or new courses, or run a search to find what you're looking for. For example, search by tags like puzzle solving. Or maybe find some auto-scroll courses. Play a course, and you can leave a comment if they're enabled. If you download a course, you can play it anytime, even when you're not connected to the internet. In Course World, each player has a maker profile. If other players like your courses, you'll earn maker points. But on top of being successful, why not be stylish? Customize your look with things like shirts and hats that you unlock by completing various objectives. Test your skills by trying to clear as many courses as possible before you get a game over. Select a difficulty, and courses will be queued up at random from the full collection available on Course World. Secure some truly impressive scores, and you might earn a top spot on the leaderboards. On top of that, there's a new mode in Super Mario Maker 2 that'll let you play together with others. In Course World, you can enjoy multiplayer with other players from around the world. In multiplayer versus mode, up to 4 players face off in a side-scrolling showdown. Each player will be assigned a different character. Then they'll race each other in a randomly selected course. The player who clears the course first wins. Depending on your win-loss ratio, your versus rating will change. Playing it safe is no way to win in a white-knuckle course like this one. Watch the others eat your dust as you escape an extreme obstacle. But when a boss comes around, you may want to put your differences aside. Maybe you can get away with sitting back and stealing all the credit at the end. During multiplayer, there are strategies to consider that would never come up during solo play. In multiplayer co-op mode, on the other hand, all players must work together to beat the course. If a single player finishes it, everyone's a winner. If up to 4 players are hanging out together and each has a Nintendo Switch system and the Super Mario Maker 2 game, one can set up a virtual room for the others to join via nearby play. Only the player who makes the room needs a persistent internet connection for everyone to play. You won't be rated in this mode, but you can check out the standings. By the way, if you've designed a course with Versus play in mind, consider using the Multiplayer Versus tag. It's a great way to help players who love to battle it out find what you've made. New cards. New challenges. New modes. And lots of new ways to have fun. Super Mario Maker 2 will come down the pipe on June 28th. If you're interested in pre-purchasing Super Mario Maker 2, we've got a couple promotions for you to consider. First, there's the Super Mario Maker 2 plus Nintendo Switch Online Bundle, which is available as both a physical and digital release and includes a 12-month individual membership for Nintendo Switch Online. If you're already a Nintendo Switch Online member, these 12 months will stack on your current membership. Second, if you have a paid Nintendo Switch Online membership, there's a way to pre-purchase Super Mario Maker 2 at a discount that's exclusive to members. The Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers Special Offer. Paid Nintendo Switch Online members can buy a pair of Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers for just $99.99. Each voucher can be redeemed for an eligible digital game. Choose from some of your favorite Nintendo Switch titles. For example, redeem one voucher to pre-purchase Super Mario Maker 2 and use the other to download Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And you save $19.99 from the combined suggested retail price for this pair of games. This special offer is a great way to pre-purchase Super Mario Maker 2 at a discount and get a discounted game to play while you wait for its release. For more information about this special offer, visit Nintendo.com. Vouchers are redeemable for 1 year from the date of purchase and don't have to be used at the same time. Folks with a paid Nintendo Switch Online membership can buy and redeem Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers via Nintendo eShop on Nintendo Switch, as well as the Game Store on Nintendo.com with a PC or smart device. Oh, and one more thing. We're pleased to announce the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019 tournament. Tune in for exciting live competitive gameplay on June 8th. For more details and ticketing info, visit e3.nintendo.com.
Hello and welcome to the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom launch event here from the Nintendo New York City store. It feels so good to say that. I'm your host, Camille Salazar-Hadaway, and that is right. We are counting down the moments till the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom finally reaches your hands and you could jump back into Hyrule with Link. Now, as I mentioned, Link's here. Yeah, you can see him. Look at him. Doesn't he look so cool? Look at that statue. All the detail is just getting me so excited to talk to some fans, to also just hop into the game, but also see Times Square because Link's in two places at once. That is right. If you're a gamer and you happen to be watching the stream from Times Square, well, guess who's watching you? That's right. Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf are definitely doing that because, of course, we are here to celebrate the highly anticipated game. And tonight, we're going to be showing you some great gameplay coming out from the Nintendo Treehouse team tonight. Now, with that happening, I do want to say that tonight's segments will not include story spoilers, but instead, we'll show you how to play through Tears of the Kingdom in some unique ways that you haven't seen before. So there's lots of cool stuff that you're going to see, and you know what? We're going to throw in some surprises along the way as well. Now, with that said, let's get started with our first look at the game tonight with the Nintendo Treehouse team diving deeper into some of the new abilities Link has in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for Nintendo Treehouse Live. I'm Sam, and I'm here with Jose and Kendra, and today we have the pleasure of showcasing some gameplay from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We're not going to talk too much story today. We're going to leave that for you to discover. Instead, we're going to focus on some of the new elements of this game and specifically how the new abilities will change the way you experience and explore the world of Hyrule. So, Kendra, can you get us started and tell us about what we're looking at?
Yeah, so we are here on the Great Sky Island, and as the name implies, we are up very, very high. Jose is doing super cool Zelda crouch. Well, not Zelda Link, obviously, but anyway, back on track. As you may notice, Link's right arm is looking a little bit different today. We're not going to get into the why, but we do just want to state the obvious. His arm looks very different, and actually, his arm directly correlates to the abilities that Sam was mentioning just a little bit ago. So we're going to get into that, but yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Sam, why don't we show folks the ability wheel real quick?
Yeah. So if you hold the L button down here, you've got this new radial menu, and this is how you'll select the abilities. Anuma-san introduced these abilities in a video a couple of weeks ago, but really briefly, over to the right, we have Ultra Hand. This allows you to items in the environment to make contraptions. You have Fuse at the bottom. That allows you to attach materials to weapons, shields, and arrows. You have Recall, which will allow you to rewind an object's movement. And then finally, up at the top, you have Ascend, which will allow you to pass through material above you and emerge on top of it. Now, I know that was a really brief description, but don't worry too much about that because we're going to be showing all of that stuff today.
Yeah. So I've got an adventure planned for you guys, and first, we're just going to do a little scouting. Pro tip for anyone who's played Breath of the Wild, or if you're coming to this game for the first time, is always try to scout from up above, and you'll see here, from the slightly elevated position, we can see that we have a little camp of soldier constructs. So I'm going to just drop a pin there, and you'll see that on my map. I left a pin there to come back to, just for myself, just so I can sort of make my way here. But first, during the opening, I don't know if folks noticed, but there's a little island over here. Oh, let's pick up.
Yes, please.
I was going to say, everything. You've been running by a lot of stuff, and it's been bugging me.
Well, it's partly because some of the stuff in my inventory you're not really going to have when you get to this point of the game. But we're going to talk about that. But
first,
a friend in need.
Yes, a friend in need. Oh my goodness! And we gotta wonder how this little creature, which is a Korok, obviously, got here with this giant pack, because it doesn't really make sense to me, but we're going to help them out.
Yeah, so traveling with their friend and got separated. We can see the camera will show us where that friend is, that green plume of smoke over in the distance. And this is a little puzzle that we're going to solve here on the Great Sky Island. As a quick bit of setup.
Sorry, real quick.
What?
The Korok said it was too tired, and that's why it can't move.
See this backpack?
Yeah. I mean, look, I can't blame.
Yeah.
I play video games the same way. Just collect everything until I can't move anymore.
Oh yeah, totally. So you'll see here that we've got some parts already kind of set up for us. We're going to use
very
Ultra Hand. Very conveniently, and we're going to use Ultra Hand. So a quick primer on Ultra Hand is that. It works a little bit like Magnesis in that you can pick up objects, but something that's new now is that you can actually rotate objects as well. And it doesn't have to be an object made of metal, which was the limitation in Breath of the Wild. That is completely not a thing in Tears of the Kingdom. And so we'll pick up this piece right here, and you're going to see, too, I'm going to actually come at it from this angle.
Right.
Easier to see.
You can see that glue.
Yeah, the glue is really important because it'll show you where two pieces will snap together, and you'll see the little glue sort of form. But don't fret. If you put something together and you're not too keen on how it looks, just shake the right stick and you'll
Or
be
how
able
it
to
functions, right?
Right.
That too. Because
that's really important.
All of that stuff is really, really important. You're right. Okay, I'm going to chop down a tree, actually.
So right now you are building something to send the little Korok on their way over to their friend.
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah, and I've put this Korok through a lot, so I'm being gentle this time. Let's just move over here.
It's true.
Oh yeah, no,
we've seen it.
Yeah, you don't want to know. But I'm going to quickly place this here and just see that it works. You should always test out designs, in my opinion, just to make sure. Yeah, it's
Or
fails.
just throw caution to the wind and,
Oh yeah, and
see
just
what
go for it.
happens.
But this
Don't let it get
turns
too
out
far.
to be
Yeah.
a good opportunity to set up how recall works. So here's recall.
Nice.
I'm able to basically reverse this object's momentum. And there are two things missing from this little raft, and it's myself and the Korok. And you can switch to Ultra Hand while the recall is happening. Pro tip, so don't feel that you have to necessarily stop recall in order to do that. We're gonna fast. Look at him flail.
Aw.
Oh, okay. The Korok has calmed down. Gonna attach the Korok.
A little bit. Still sweating.
Yeah.
Still sweating kind of a lot.
Gonna drop this there. And
Clearly doesn't like being moved around with Ultra Hand.
Yeah, we're gonna ride across.
Ooh, right through this cloud, too.
Yeah, it's a nice little vista. Nice little backdrop we have here.
So those materials were there on that side of the rail, and that's kind of a suggestion of how to solve that problem. But you could have done something completely different. Like it's very Ultra Hand is very open-ended that way.
Yes, yeah. And on some puzzles, you'll really see like opportunities to really flex your creative muscles
Yeah.
and do something that maybe didn't work for someone else, or something that they didn't think of, which is really neat.
Right.
Oh, yay.
Reunited
You did
at
it.
last.
You did it.
And we got 2 Korok seeds for that.
Yes, the
Hooray.
Korok seeds still in the game. They still smell funny. We'll leave.
In case anyone was wondering.
Right.
What's in the text? So clearly we want people to think about what they smell like. All right, so I could use my little raft on a hook to cross this, but why not go in style?
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we saw this very briefly, shield surfing on a rail. We saw that very briefly in an earlier trailer, but the cut was so quick that I didn't realize what I was looking at. And then when you showed me that you could do it, my mind was blown.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to point out we just used the glider. We used the glider earlier as well. So that is returning. That's a returning element. And you'll see some things, obviously, that are returning from Breath of the Wild and a ton of new things. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. Also, the pin that you put in the chest earlier as well.
Yep, absolutely.
That's right. Yeah, we should probably mention that like the Great Sky Island also is it's sort of like the Great Plateau from Breath of the Wild, in that this is where you'll learn your abilities. You'll come to this area very early in the game, but you'll see some of the items that we have we've gotten later in the game. So we've come back to the Great Sky Island here.
Yeah.
So
pretty well equipped.
we're setting up to talk to you about Fuse.
Yay.
And this is me with Fuse activated running around a piece of material that I want to fuse.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh, we're under attack. All right. So night has descended, so let's just quickly get rid of this piece. Normally I wouldn't fight with a weapon that is not fused in some way, and actually you can do that, and if you do, you may notice I did that earlier with like a rusty broadsword, which is not in a great shape. But Kendra, what do you think? Why don't we set up for folks just how Fuse sort of works?
Yeah, so Jose has the rusty broadsword. It's not in very good shape right now, but the super awesome thing, I mean, there are many awesome things about Fuse, but one of the super awesome things is that you can take a weapon that's about to be destroyed when you use it, and once you fuse it, it actually lengthens its lifespan. So it's just a really nice thing that you can work with, aside from the fact that you can be attacked by this guy, and
We're being attacked.
yeah, and also as you see, the Korok frond that's now attached to the sword is creating a gust of wind.
Yep.
So you can play with combining different elements and see what they do.
So I want to take my time with this fight for a second, and even though you should prepare before a battle, I'm just going to quickly improvise here. I'm going to drop a piece of amber. I'm going to drop 2 pieces of amber, and then I'm going to switch over to a wooden stick, and I've got a shield that has nothing on it, so I'm just going to
I love how patient this enemy is while you
yeah,
were just
while
like
I'm doing all this preparation.
having like craft time over here.
Yeah, so check out my shield right now. So I've got a piece of amber attached to it, but one thing that's cool is that the button that functions to parry can also now attack as well.
That's amazing.
Turn offense into defense.
Nice.
You can also perfect parry, which was totally planned. I'm not even going to pretend that I did that by accident.
So now you're dual wielding.
Yeah, so by fusing certain materials to your shield, you can even fuse weapons to your shield. You can essentially, dual wield, like you say. You can have 2 attacks, one with the weapon in your hand and one with your shield.
Yeah, check out my weapon too right here, right? Like,
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, when you attach some weapons, right? Like you get sort of a slightly more ridiculous look where it's
right.
Korok
I don't know what
bronze
you're talking about, Jose. That was cool.
and a rusty broadsword. But in the other example, you'll see that it's a bit more of a clean fuse, and it looks pretty neat.
Right, yeah, it's created like a blade-like weapon. It isn't just simply a piece of amber stuck on the end of a sword.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up that stone
Yeah,
axe.
are we heading
that's
to that
here.
camp? Because
yeah, we're going to go back to that
Show
camp
that
right
camp.
now.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. You got a piece of opal.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
that's cool.
Yeah, score.
very
Yeah.
lucky. Yeah. So if you look at my mini map right now, you'll see that that pin is now somewhere up there, and we can't really. I mean, we could climb this. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you can still use Breath of the Wild thinking to approach this game, but why not try something a little out of the ordinary? So we're going to talk about Zonai devices. Now, these are devices that can be found out in the world in two ways. One of them is you'll find them sort of thrown out as part of a, just a stash of things, and the other are these Zonai capsules that you'll see here. I'm going to take one device out. I have a spring. I'm actually going to take out a fan too. Why not?
So you're applying Tears of the Kingdom logic here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Tears of the Kingdom logic means that devices can be used to do a bunch of stuff. You may remember this fan from Mr. Aonuma's video, and you'll see that it'll take me up a little bit of a height, and that's great. I put out 2 fans. That was kind of a waste.
And it's depleting your battery at the moment.
Oh yeah.
So you
That's
have,
right.
Yeah, you have
So
a battery. Go for it, Sam.
Oh, no, I was just going to say the Zonai devices run off of your energy cell.
Yeah. So you'll see that this Zonai device springs rather violently. That's some serious business. But what's cool about this thing is that it can also give you serious height.
That's
Nice.
significant.
Yeah,
that's
that really is.
Yeah, like why climb? Like you
Right.
have other ways to do things now. So
Well, if you
really-
don't want to leave it behind, right, then you
yeah,
can climb.
no,
but
that is true. Yeah,
And
you're not
just
in short supply on those.
hitting the Zonai devices one more time. Those are the capsule forms are Zonai devices that you can carry around with you in your inventory, which is awesome because that enables you to pull them out in like a time of need or use them in Ultra Hand constructions.
Oh yeah. So we have our material selections here, and I'm able to sort it in a couple of different ways. I'm going to quickly sort over to where I can drop some Zonai devices because we're not done. We're going to drop this spring here, and I'm actually going to show you that these aren't just devices that function in the world, but they can also be fused.
Yes.
Fuse it to my shield.
Yes,
You'll
you
see
are.
That it's a much more convenient size than sort of the
It's
large
magic,
version.
Zonai magic. Don't
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't think about it
too
too
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too hard. All right, I'm going to equip another rusty broadsword, and this time I'm going to ask for participation. Name something on this bar that you want me to fuse.
2 to the left there.
Oh, right here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
let's
the
do a
rush
rush room.
room.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. So we're going to drop it. I'm going to fuse. And you'll see we have sort of our mushroom.
You are looking really cool right now.
Yeah.
this
And you're
is
ready for
definitely-
battle.
All right, let's get into this camp.
Okay.
Get in
do it.
there to battle.
Yar! All
With
right.
your spring and your mushroom sword.
Guess what the spring does? Oh!
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Just beautiful.
wonderful. Just push them back. And then our rush room will also
Oh, goodbye.
has kind of a springy effect to it, which is really neat.
Yeah, mushrooms when fused to weapons, they give you like a bouncy effect. Which,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. Wow.
It's,
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
it's thematically consistent with what
It's
you're doing
been
with your
real.
shield, right?
Oh my
like,
gosh.
100%.
just bounce them all
So
over
if you
the place.
basically don't want to battle, you can approach things as Jose just did.
Right.
But you also don't get the materials from that, so my approach
Yeah.
is a little chaotic.
Sure,
We
sure.
have one more sentry up there, and for this one,
Oh,
I actually
yeah.
want to do something a little different.
He's up there looking for his friends.
Yeah, we've been talking about fuse, and you can not just fuse materials to weapons and to shields, you can also fuse them to arrows. And Mr. Aonuma has already kind of shown in his video that if you fuse a Keese eyeball, it'll sort of find its target, even if you sort of aim in the general direction.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I want to show you something new. So,
Wait, let's fire. Like, can you fire a normal arrow first?
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's fire a normal arrow
if I
so we
wanted
can see.
to hit this enemy, I'm actually
You
going
have
to
to
move
get
up a
it
little
like
bit.
a lot closer.
Yeah.
A lot closer. And I could hit him, but
Yeah.
you can see there that I'd have to arc it, and there's all this sort of like, it's been done, but why not do it a little simpler?
Nice
Wow.
shot.
Critical
That
hit.
was
shot.
amazing.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Perfect.
And now the chest is open, but we're not going to open this chest because we want to leave some secrets for folks at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but when you fused to that key swing to the arrow,
Mm-hmm.
it gave it it extended the distance that the arrow flew,
yeah.
so you didn't need to arc it as much.
Well, and that's not all. Check this out. If I take this key swing and I fuse it to this two-handed weapon, and I throw it.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Or that one.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
awesome.
Pretty neat.
Way out there in the water.
Yeah. I also just threw away a two-handed weapon.
Well,
But
yeah.
don't judge. Right.
We'll
was-
find
it was
another
for a
one.
good
Don't-
cause. It
we'll
was for a good
find another
cause.
one. Don't worry
Absolutely.
about it.
Cool. Okay, so we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
some choo-choos.
Yep. So for this one, I'm going to use a precious stone, and just quickly, why don't you guys talk about the elemental properties?
Yeah.
that are
Okay.
associated?
So this is new for Tears of the Kingdom. Is that the precious stones in Breath of the Wild? You could use them to sell for rupees, or you could use them to upgrade your equipment, right?
Yeah.
But that was about all you would use them for. Whereas here in Tears of the Kingdom, now they all have their own elemental properties.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, Jose just used an elemental property that works really well against these water type enemies.
Yep.
So it just took them out in one hit. Not that choo-choos are particularly strong, but you know.
No, not at all.
And they also, it turned their choo-choo jelly turned into, yes, the
Yellow.
yellow choo-choo jelly.
Right.
So you can also
Oh,
throw
wait.
materials by hand. You can throw this one.
Yes.
Let's show
Oh, yeah.
so hand holding an item and throwing it is new for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
And you can also do that with the precious ores.
Yeah.
And the area of effect on these, could we? Yeah, let's show real quick.
All right. I would take cover if you ever throw one of these because
Yeah, stand back. Look
pretty-
at that.
It's pretty massive.
Jose's just over here causing forest
yeah.
fires. No big
That's pretty bad.
deal.
Sorry.
Chopping down
sorry.
trees.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you got some elevation before you toss that
Oh, yeah.
because
No.
if you just toss it on the same plane, you're 9 times out of 10 you're gonna injure yourself.
I got injured as well. Saw
Yeah.
a few game over screens. I've
Chopping
got
down
practice.
trees again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
Okay,
chopping
but
down
there's a
trees with
reason.
purpose. Yeah,
There's
that's
a
right.
reason this time.
Yeah, let's show folks. Right here, our next objective is I would like to cross this little stream here. But if we look at, nice dive. If we look at our stamina wheel, I can't swim that.
Yeah.
Probably not going to
Or
go very
could you?
Or could you?
Let's just experiment.
Yeah, so you'll notice that we have some sails here. And we had some trees that were already chopped down, but I added to the mess.
Yeah, you did.
I'm going to get one more. Ooh, another.
So the game is like soft suggesting to you maybe that you could build a boat here
Oh, yeah.
to get across.
Yeah, and so we're going to use Ultra Hand and we're going to build a boat. I got to say, I could spend hours doing this.
Yeah,
In fact, I kind of have.
Yeah.
Just by virtue of like really being curious about what's possible and what I could do.
Oh, I just remembered one of the things I wanted to mention is that this leads into really nicely is in this game there are many different ways to solve the puzzles, and I found that to be true in Breath of the Wild as well, but I feel like in Tears of the Kingdom there's even more of that with these new abilities, and I personally am really excited to see what people out in the world are going to create, what abominations, like what abomination is Jose
Or what
creating?
amazing things, yeah.
Yeah, an amazing thing. I mean, abominations can be amazing too.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, no, it's true. I like to take a not
This isn't-
not typical approach.
This isn't looking much like a boat, Jose.
It's not yet. Give me a minute. There's a vision.
Okay.
Believe.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I've made a lot of boats in my time, and this is a design that stood out to me as something that I wanted to quickly
Jose
do.
always has something up his sleeve. Like every time he's building something, it looks different than the last time, and we don't really know what it's going to be.
Exactly.
This is one of the things I love about
like
Ultra Hand, though, is that like it's this perfect confluence of raw imagination, questionable engineering, and then curiosity, right? Because like there's this sense of anticipation when you've been building something and you're about to like activate it for the first time and see whether or not it's going to work.
See, that's a boat.
That
okay.
kind of
okay.
looks like a tribute.
I'll take your word for it.
I just want to see if it will float.
Will it float?
I recommend this being a general approach of all building.
That is barely.
It's leaning a
floating.
little
All right.
bit.
Hey,
yeah.
but it floats.
But
All
it
right.
does. You're
This-
right.
the,
You're right.
The maiden voyage of the SS Apologies in Advance.
All right, we got to dress this up though. We're not.
Yeah, let's
done.
make it cool.
All
Let's
right,
make it
so
cool
2
looking.
flame emitters. Let's see. Let's put 2 fans on it. Oh, we got rockets. Okay.
You're gonna make it stylish too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna dress this one up. So I'm not done. There's a vision. I swear. Just believe in me, and you do.
Yes.
But I really do,
Total
though.
and complete faith.
Yeah,
right
that
now.
seems like a great spot. Let's just go for it. See what happens.
But to Sam's point earlier, and something that I was trying to get across as well, is don't be afraid to like test ideas before you kind of throw yourself head first into things, because you kind of want to have at least some inkling of if it's going to actually work or not. And in fact, I've made boats that have tipped over. I have made boats that were weighted too far on one side.
I've seen some of the boats you've made.
they're pretty. Each one was special in its own way.
I don't know though. I kind of like not testing things and just going for it.
Yeah, that's an approach. No,
It is
totally.
an approach.
Yeah, for sure. I tend to be more cautious, even though I take a lot of chances on these.
I love this thing.
Yeah, but we're going for a really like Viking sort of.
Yes, I was gonna say it's got.
Look here,
it's
very
got-
metal.
It's very metal. Are you gonna add something to the front though?
Yeah, we could. Yeah,
I
what
feel
do-
like
what
it
for the
needs
front?
it.
All right, let's see
Probably
what we
another
got.
flame emitter.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So
You know,
we got one more
like-
device. Why not?
We're talking about Viking ship. Let's make it
Yeah.
even more of that.
Would you like it pointing outwards? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Also,
go-
just considering the
yeah.
fact that there's so much wood and there's
look
gonna
at
be
Oh
a
no,
lot of
that
fire.
looks great. That looks great.
Oh,
Well, it's a little off center, but
no. It's perfect.
no,
Jose,
perfect,
it's
perfect.
Fine, cool. All right, let's try the SS apologies. for this.
Apologies in advance.
Yeah. See how this goes.
All right, and you're
All right.
you're getting on there.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm on
Oh,
it.
boy.
All right.
Cool.
Do you have an axe selected? Yeah.
I do. I'm gonna switch off. I wouldn't recommend hitting something with an axe that's made of wood, just 'cause
Right.
sometimes you can break
You'll
it.
destroy
But
them.
you would recommend attaching.
I mean,
a bunch
it's
of things
kind of
that emit
working.
Fire.
Yeah. Oh
on
yeah.
something
always.
made of wood.
It's
always.
kind of working
It
on its
is.
own, right? The sails are doing
But
some
let's
work.
just make it look a little better.
Yes.
Oh,
And
it's on
Wow.
fire.
Yeah,
Perfect.
all right.
Oh.
Wait, and why not? Just to see what happens.
What?
Will it go backwards? Oh yeah.
Wow. Oh,
hit
it
that
hit
out of the
a
way.
tree. Oh my gosh.
And that's broken.
All right.
Wow. You made it. You solved
Failed
the puzzle.
successfully.
I did, yeah. Failed
All
upwards.
right, yeah. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this segment. Thank you so much for joining us. But stay tuned. There's more coming up. Bye.
Well, it's only fair that the Treehouse team gets to fuse a lot of things, so I decided to fuse myself to the cement on the streets and also be joined with Nate. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing really well. How does it feel to be here in New York City?
This is pretty much a perfect night in New York City. It's perfect weather, perfect vibe, and the energy in this place is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fans are having a good time, highly anticipating The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Nintendo fused a bus to celebrate. Look at that. That's a creation I'm going to try to recreate in the game, right?
Absolutely. I'm not sure they have video screens to fuse to vehicles, but hey, I haven't finished the game yet.
We have to figure it out. Now, one thing is that you started your career at Nintendo with a special game that I love, and that's special to this franchise, Ocarina of Time. How does it feel coming from that game now to see Tears of the Kingdom releasing?
It's wild. It's a wild ride, certainly, and certainly not something that I expected to do professionally, but it has been absolutely amazing as both a fan and somebody working on the games to see each time that the team continues to surprise us with new stuff. You wouldn't think it was possible. It's like every time you're like, oh my God, they can't possibly top this. And then they do. And this game is no different. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
What would you say is your favorite ability that we've seen so far?
That is actually very difficult to say. I'm going to go with Fuse, even though it's like a tight horse race for all of them. And that's only because I constantly shift between wanting to make things that look really, really cool and things that look really, really ridiculous. And I want to use them both in equal measure. So yeah, I'm going to go with Fuse.
All right, we're going to go with Fuse. And you know what? I think I want to hear some of the fans and their excitement, right? I think we see some people in cosplay. I got a little cosplay going on myself. I'm channeling Princess Zelda with my hair. So I think it's only fair that we do see some of the fans and potentially, maybe, I don't know, give them some stuff? They've been waiting for a very long time for this.
I totally agree. I think that when the time is right, we're going to want to maybe wander back through this line. I was actually trying to get a vibe on how far back that goes, and I'm not actually sure. It's dark out here.
Yeah, I don't know how far it goes. Kind of like the game Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know how far we could go in that game. I feel like it keeps going. But do we have something to potentially give some fans
We do.
today?
Actually, somebody gave me this earlier, and I wanted to take a quick look at it.
Oh, okay. Let's
It's in
take a
my
look.
back pocket, but this is a lovely scarf that we have here
I love it.
with this brilliant logo. And actually, I have to say, this is one of my... I have loved every logo that has been on Zelda from the beginning. This is one of my favorites. You can see the decayed Master Sword there. This is absolutely beautiful, so...
I mean, can we talk about that? I know we've seen so many great images. I was like, can I take it? I know, but we've seen so many great images of the Master Sword, but it's the first time with Tears of the Kingdom we're seeing it really decayed and broken like that. And I feel like we're going to need to gather all of our strength to get it back to what it should be.
I know, that's the beauty of this game, and we don't obviously want to spoil too much of it, but very early on, you are tasked with exactly that. You see that, basically a great calamity has befallen the land and has befallen the Master Sword, and over the course of a very, very long game, you are going to be doing everything in your power to restore it to its former glory and honestly restore the land to its former glory.
All right, well, let's restore this land with our fans to its full glory because it's already glorious. Let's go and I think we go and give some fans some things, right? Now, with this game, the fans are going to be able to recreate or create new things, actually, that they're just going to be thinking on the fly. But I think right now we should just give them some scarves.
We want to hand some of these scarves out to our fans and things. So let's do it. You guys want to follow us along?
Yeah, I think we should get some help from the Nintendo team. I'm actually going to grab a couple myself. Who wants some scarves? Yeah. Yes, let's go. Here we go. Now we have a lot of fans here who are holding their fandom with pride. You're seeing the shirts. You're also seeing the Triforce. You're seeing all of the excitement for The Legend of Zelda. Who loves The Legend of Zelda? Tears of the Kingdom. Who's excited? Yes, we love it. We love to see all of it. I have to give another one out. Yeah, I got to give another one out. All right, here we go. Love the shirts. Love the shirts. Also, we are matching.
Oh, I know. Yes, exactly. I didn't realize before we were getting on camera they were wearing the same thing.
Well, I'm happy it happened. I actually sent you a text earlier, and I was like, hey, Nate, we got a match for this. Everyone.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, I don't know if you can tell because we have these giant Klieg lights on us, but these things glow in the dark, so...
I did not know that. Okay, well, I'm going to go figure out how to see this glow in the dark. Well, I think we should actually see some gameplay as well, so let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Hello and welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. My name is Kay and I'm here with Gabriel and Billy. We're going to take another look at The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Billy, where are we at and where are we going?
We are at the Great Sky Island and we have a long trek ahead of us. We are going to try to get over to this shrine here. One of the things that I love that they brought back from Breath of the Wild is being able to tag different elements that you see in the environment and then they appear on your map so we always know where we're trying to go.
Sweet.
But as you can see, we've only got 4 hearts. We're a little early on in the game, so we've got a little bit lower level weapons. And we've already got a friend here.
He wants to play.
Yeah, that wants to hang out. And so I'm going to quickly fuse this log.
Wow. That is,
It's a big boy.
Two-handed weapon, so...
Great. Take a sword.
And goodbye.
Oh! Okay. All right.
Amazing.
I thought you were going to send him on a little flight.
I was trying to. All right, we'll do that. Try to do that to some other baddies a little bit later. So I'm going to grab a mushroom right there. Oh, looks like a couple other soldiers over there. Ooh, and Choo Choo.
Quick, they're distracted.
Looks like they want to have a chat with each other. And I think it's time to, make an entrance.
Just announce yourself.
Starting with a bang, How else would you do it?
Truly.
One thing I did notice is the settings for controls are not what I needed for buttons. So I am one of those people that I'm an enabler. And I like swapping the jump button. So
Oh my goodness.
let's pick up some
Things just explode.
Don't worry about it.
I love that Billy just created.
Just
chaos.
making an impression. Let's grab a few things.
That was a very quick way to take care of those enemies. And I think that you also were able to create some red choo-choo jelly from that too.
I think so, yeah.
So it was really, really great. And red choo-choo jelly is actually one of the best things to fuse onto arrows because they basically turn it into fire arrows.
Sweet.
So they're very valuable.
Looks like this soldier has a board fused. So I want to match.
How convenient. There are boards just laying around waiting for you.
So when you attach a board to a weapon, you have the power of wind. And so you can also hit enemies, but they're really, really useful for crowd control.
I was gonna say also the power of smacking.
Wow. That's a really powerful gust of wind.
He just did a backflip into the water. You do have to be careful because, as you can see, that is
They're
wood.
a little flammable.
So,
A little flammable, and it's pretty.
yeah, let's cool off in the water here. Oh, fish. I like fish. Oop, there we go. Get an arowana.
Nice little swim.
Yeah.
I think you should use some of those horns that you picked up
That is-
too.
I think that's a good idea because I would like to also have the ability to use my sword. So I'm going to hop into here. Let's see. Let's take this construct horn and hold it. And then we're going to drop it. And then I'm going to switch over to. Let's just use this broadsword.
That'll be fun. Nice.
And that's got a little oomph on it. So I haven't taken any damage yet, but I do know
somehow
my skill level. So, and I do like to cook. So I am going to grab a couple items here.
You're gonna make for us.
Yeah, let's grab
Oh, the
some of the
arowana.
fish that we got
Yeah.
and some steak.
Nice.
Little surf and turf,
Please
and
season that. Thank you.
my mom always told me to use salt.
Good.
And we'll cook.
Looks delicious.
What a nice meal.
Delicious.
Well balanced.
Yum.
Sure.
So, I'll grab some of these things too. And I do also want to beef up my shield here.
Oh,
So that was an
that's not exactly what you had in mind, was it? There are two different rock types that you can fuse. One of them is more of a bludgeoning type, and one of them's a sharper edge type.
Yeah, so now that I've got a one-handed weapon, it makes it so I can also use my shield that has the rock on it.
That gives it a bit more durability,
Listen,
which
that-
is nice.
That's also one of my favorite shields because I'm not great at defense, but like turning your shield into an offensive weapon, into a weapon, 10 out of 10.
One of the nice things about caves is oftentimes you're going to find keys, and keys eyeballs
Oh my gosh.
are super helpful.
Yes.
Especially if you can at times have bad aim.
Or if you're fighting a moving target.
Yes.
There we go.
One of my favorite additions. Well, like the fusibility is.
So that was a bubble frog, and they're new to this title. They dropped something called Bubble Gem. Collect them all.
See what happens.
So one of the things that I did see when we got in here is this rock wall here, and rock walls aren't totally new to the Legend of Zelda franchise. And oftentimes you could just use a bomb to get in there, but
Bomb flowers are a limited resource.
yeah, you don't want to, I like using, as you guys are well aware, I do like using bombs and arrows a lot. So I want to save those, but by fusing this rock and this
Nice.
sword, we get back here. And this is something that I love doing in the game. Every time I see a rock wall, I want to get back there because you'll get helpful resources like rubies, amber that you can use to fuse to items, but you can also sell them to make serious bank.
That's a big draw for me of the caves that you can find. They're very fun to explore because they're full of these new materials and ore deposits and keys. And sometimes
valuable resource.
sometimes treasure too. And the things hiding in caves and behind rock walls are always worth going after. So it's a good idea to make a point of exploring any cave you come across.
Absolutely.
So the shrine that we're trying to get to is up there. And so we still have some terrain to cover. This river right here is pretty long and pretty wide. And so I'm going to need a lot of stamina to get across it. And I know that we're this early on in the game that I just don't have it. If you did watch Mr. Aonuma's presentation, you saw that he used Ultra Hand to fuse these 3 logs together with the fan to make a raft. I'm not a big fan of boats. I'll be totally honest with you. So, thanks. So I want to find a couple different ways that we can try to traverse this river.
Nice.
And so,
the floating Zonai platforms.
so once you select Ultra Hand, everything that you can interact with turns orange. But the ones that you can actually grab that are close enough turn green. So I know I can grab this one, and I'm just going to manipulate carefully.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So I'm going to put this here, and then let's see, there should be
Those platforms are great because they'll just maintain their altitude.
drop this up
Have
here.
fun hovering.
And I want to get away from the water.
I think.
Oh, careful with that.
Yeah,
fan.
that fan's not attached. It's gonna fall.
That's
It's gonna fall. Oh no. Well,
But that's the thing with Ultra Hand too. I can also
just grab it from the bottom of the water. Yeah, helpful.
Sweet.
You might want to stick it on the top.
That
so
is
it
a
doesn't
good
fall off.
idea. I didn't do it. So
That's fine. You can get up there. Nice.
attach.
So if I'm getting this right,
But I want to get some verticality out of this thing.
I see. So you don't wanna build a regular ship. You want to build a sky ship kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I respect that.
You know,
I respect the vision.
Since that's too high for me to jump up and hop up there, I'm just going to use Ascend. And then switch over to Ultra Hand, grab the fan,
I see what you're doing here.
and manipulate this.
I love that, like, if you just look around at all the things you can interact with and manipulate with Ultra Hand, and really the sky's the limit with the types of things that you can build. Like, look at this. This is flying in style.
That's right.
This is how you cross a river.
Listen, personally, I would add maybe like 1 or 2 more fans, but like I respect the vision. It's cool.
Yeah, you have to be careful though. The more Zonai devices you add, the quicker it'll drain your energy cell. So
Exactly.
this early in the game, 1 fan, maybe 2 fans is probably all you need.
So now I've crossed the river, but I want to try something else. So what I'm going to do is grab this fan off here.
You know, this might be the only way I cross the river ever.
It's
go back.
gonna
Be a little.
wait. What? Like on
this platform.
On this platform. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah.
It's so much more stylish than the logs.
It's like a nice, relaxing little trip.
Yeah, look at that.
I kept my clothes dry too. Until I.
Oh, what were you saying?
All right, let's see what else we can use to get over here. So, got okay.
What else is around?
Let's see what we
Yeah, if you just turn on Ultra Hand and just take a look. Look
at
all
that.
of those things.
There's so many options.
And like, what are you gonna do with a pot? You know,
Let's grab this.
like you never know. You could do something really fun with one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate how much you have to play with.
Exactly. Think of the crazy things you can build with all this stuff.
Grab this fan here. I'm a fan of fans.
But not a fan of boats.
No.
How about we're establishing Billy lore?
Billy lore. Okay. And
okay.
let's see how this goes. I don't.
Absolutely have a plan here, and I'm really excited to see
I have
it
some
pull
thoughts.
off.
I'm curious to see if I can actually. There we go. I want to do it as far there. Perfect. Okay.
That is
How
precarious.
does that make you feel? Okay.
Very precarious. I feel like
So what I'm gonna actually mix and match a couple abilities here. So what I'm gonna do is use Ultra Hand to lift that
wow. Look at the reach on
crate
Really good reach.
as
That's
far as I
crazy.
can go,
that. Do not fall off the platform,
and now I'm gonna
or
bring
you will
back
drop it
here.
into the bottom of the river.
Carefully place it here. Now
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to use another one of Link's abilities, and it says recall. So I'm going to recall where that crate was, and we're going to see what we can do.
Wow. Okay. So now you're just traveling the path that you created using Ultra Hand, and giving yourself some height. Oh, are you gonna make it? Are you gonna make it?
Oh, it's gonna be so close.
Short. Oh.
I believe.
Yeah, I think I got enough
I
stamina,
believe
so I am going to make it
can make
across.
Yes.
that is
good.
a
That was
very
so good. That was really good.
very creative use of the materials you had on hand.
Yeah.
I especially like the idea of creating your own updraft with the fan. We should note, though, that the first time you're here on the Great Sky Island, you don't actually have the paraglider, so that solution won't work. Unless you come back and try to the advanced course of river crossing.
But that's one of the things I love about this game is being able to find different creative ways and different options. I'm just going to ignore those choo-choos. Find different, ways that you want to accomplish objectives, whether that's in a shrine, whether you're out in the world. It's just really, it's fun to mix and match these things. If they work, they work. If they don't, just a lot of trial and error, and it's fun.
It is. It's great to ask yourself, like, can I do that? Will that actually work? And a lot of the times the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And it's actually a lot of fun.
So it looks
I
like
also
we've
just
got.
like the idea of like coming back with more resources and trying different ways to get across
Right.
places.
Right.
It's fun.
Okay, well, there is a captain construct down there, and we just saw it fuse something, or we're seeing it now.
A barrel?
A barrel? Or not. His plans have been
buddy.
foiled.
His
buddy. Like, nope.
I am going to attach these two logs in here because they're throwing things at me.
Oh my
I-
gosh. Oh, now he's attempting to fuse again. Oh, he made a...
Is it a board?
A guster, yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
What's your plan, Billy?
The Billy way.
Try Ruby here.
The power of 5.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
What you going to do now?
That was absolute overkill.
A little chaos never hurt anybody. Right?
Beautiful.
And we're just going to get out
Love
of here.
seeing it all go up in flames.
Well,
We're going to leave the cards
it was
behind.
valiant effort on behalf of the constructs. Unfortunately, they were not prepared to fight Billy Berghammer.
No. So we're going to hop into this cave here, and I like roller coasters, so let's
love
just,
'em.
there we go. It's all about the dismount. And let's grab a fan. And
Wow.
Sweet.
Oh, I thought that you did it this time, but it's actually a little bit off center, and that pains me in my soul.
don't give me the
creative
business about
vision.
yes.
I support
Ooh,
it.
and a
I
very,
support
very,
it.
very
Listen,
dark
it works. That's all we need. I guess.
She said begrudgingly.
So when you're playing Tears of the Kingdom, you're going to encounter caves that are extremely dark and also, like as you saw, pitch black. And you've been seeing me picking up these bright bloom seeds as we've been going on. Now there are a number of ways that you can use bright bloom seeds to brighten up, literally, what you're trying to what you're trying to see.
There they are.
There we go. And so I'm going to drop one of these. So this is a simple way. Just grab it out of your inventory.
And whack it.
And whack it.
Sweet.
Or
They're so cute.
you can also throw them. Nice little
That's
light
one of my
impact.
favorite ways to do it because it doesn't expend any resources.
Yeah, I do like expending resources, as you can see. And so you can also attach one to an arrow and just loft one into an area, and it just brightens it up. Now that can
That's
be
really handy if you're in a really big open space that's dark.
Let's see what we got over here. Okay, so that wasn't that dark. So this is pretty light, but you never know what you're going to see on the other side. There could be treasure. There could be really
Enemies.
scary
Something
things.
terrifying.
But just even attaching
beautiful.
one to the
Yeah.
the ceiling of where you're in.
Just improve your visibility overall.
It's
super
really-
useful.
It's really helpful.
Yeah.
So anytime you find a cave, to recap, go in and take everything. Take all the bright bloom seeds and all the other stuff you can find.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been taking up. Speaking of taking, I've been taking up a lot of gameplay time. Gab, would you like to play?
I'm so ready.
There you go.
Let's go.
Let's get out.
But first of all, I'm gonna. Wait.
Jump.
Yeah. Okay. No. First of all, I'm gonna right some wrongs here. Not to call anyone out specifically, but yeah, I need that to not be like that.
You do you.
I think I want to use this cute little weapon that you
Cute little Reaper.
you made. Yeah. So I see a railing here, so let's go ahead and create a
Go for
fun
another
little
ride.
yeah. But this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out a fan from a Zonite device capsule, and so these are one-use items. The fan isn't one use, but the capsules, once you take out the item, you can't put it back in. But basically, it's a super handy way to just have just resources at hand, so you can create your fun vehicles or your shenanigans as you go. What a view, right?
I know. You're going to give Billy
It's-
vertigo.
Okay, so look down.
So look down.
No, but truly.
Wow, that sunset.
I love the Sky Islands and just like the view from above is
cool.
breathtaking. So okay, to kind of stay on task here, let me look at the map real quick because I'm someone who gets lost very easily, so I'm very happy for the pins. I guess we're going that way, but first I want to show off this fun little gadget.
Yeah.
So this is a Zonite device dispenser, and how it works is basically you can use construct horns or Zonite charges to get Zonite device capsules. So I just used 5 soldier construct horns, and let's see, we'll get some fun stuff out of it.
When you use horns, it's a 1-to-1 rate, so you'll get 1 device for every horn you dump in. But if you use Zonite charges, you get a little bit more of an increased return on your investment.
Yeah, and you just toss them in like you're cooking. Pretty simple to use, but super helpful. So as you saw, we got some fans.
Oh my
we got
goodness.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
some portable pots, and one of my personal favorites, some flame emitters.
Yeah.
Another cool thing is that once you discover these, you can actually look them up in your map. They'll be marked with this symbol, and you'll be able to see exactly the kinds of device capsules that you can get from that particular device dispenser.
And each dispenser has a different variety of devices available, so it's worth trying to seek them out, and you can make return trips to them as needed.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we have to go the other way, but like, listen, I can't resist a Korok in need.
Aw.
You know,
He's so cute with his little backpack.
little backpack.
Little backpack. Yeah.
Homie overpacked. Me whenever I go home, actually.
Yeah. I
Okay,
agree.
so let's see what we got to work with. I see. Listen, I'm a fan of the roller coaster ride, so like
Well, and there is a rail leading up to
let's says friends.
Korok's friend, so
Let's do that. But we just got a whole bunch of capsules. Like
Okay.
More than one. Listen.
Ah! Nice catch.
It's fine.
That was insane.
What do you mean? That was totally planned.
Yeah. Great. I could not have done that any better.
And okay, this is my vision. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me put this here.
I mean, this is gonna be a fast roller coaster.
Gonna be.
Oh,
excuse me.
you missed.
I would like. Did I miss again? Okay, hold on. There we go.
There we
Third
go.
time's the charm, indeed. Okay, and let's help our little friend. Listen, I want to give him the true roller coaster experience.
You should turn him so he's
like-
facing forward at least. I don't think you
that's a
attached him
good
either.
call.
Haven't you ever been on a roller coaster that went backwards? You just don't know.
Attached.
Yeah. Is he attached?
I think so.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
maybe not. Okay, it's fine. Listen.
Well, he's in the
It'll be
safety of the
great.
cart with you. You're fine.
It'll be great. It'll be great. That was probably for the best.
It was a very safe, very gentle ride. a little fast, but you know.
I wanted it to go a little faster, but wait, hold on. Kind of.
There we go.
Okay, sir. You need to be out of this ride. Oh no!
Oof is right.
I'm so sorry.
This poor Korok.
It's okay.
Sweating a little
It's
bit.
all. Listen, it's all good. It's. Those are.
Cheers.
Don't you just sweat when you're having so much fun? Like that's what's happening right now.
Yes.
Their backpack is full of pillows, so it's totally fine.
No Koroks were harmed during this little trip. It was fine.
And important Korok seeds too.
Yes. And actually, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna go ahead and use this chance to use recall to go back. Oh right, we crashed for.
It is nice that you can just follow exactly the path, go backwards, and you can see the path before you commit too. So if you cast recall on something and then see, oh wait, no, that's not where I want to go, you can cancel it earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super helpful. So I guess we're approaching some.
Oh yeah, the cold environment.
Yeah. Okay.
Some snowy mountaintops. So cold environments. If you played Breath of the Wild, you'll remember that the cold environments will cause you damage if you're not properly prepared for them. And Gab, what are you doing to prepare for the cold environment?
So I just took out one of the portable pots that we got just to show it off. These are a one-time use, so it will poof out of existence once I cook on it. But I just feel like it's a really helpful addition because you won't always have access to pots wherever you are. But if you have these, you can make food on the go. So
on the
that's
go.
fun.
And it's worth noting that they will also work in the rain because their fire is protected. So they are very handy to keep on hand.
Okay, so I'm cooking. What are we feeling for this meal?
How about chicken leg?
Okay, are we doing chicken?
Little
and
salt.
Yeah, we gotta spice it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good. You know, if I hit
chicken wings.
I'm hungry.
That means you're doing your job right.
Nice.
Ooh, perfect. So
Right,
we'll,
pot disappeared.
Yeah. But now we can
And now
go on our
we're
way.
going into the cave rather than going into the cold environment.
Listen, I can't resist the cave.
Who can?
You see, there is already potential here for discovery.
Well, and the caves are also a great place to get out of the elements too. So if you're in the middle of a cold environment and you go into a cave, you can warm up a little bit.
Sweet. Look at that ruby. Look at all these bright bloom seeds. Listen,
What
caves
a
are
trove.
filled with resources, as we keep saying. Like they're definitely worth checking out. Actually, well, now that I'm here, since we got some rubies, let me just.
Oh yeah.
Don't mind me while I do a thing.
Yeah, this is another great playstyle, preparing your weapons and
I like where
shields
you're
and
going
such with fuse before you actually get into battle. It gives you a chance to be more thoughtful about what you're preparing and maybe experiment a little bit more when you're not in the heat of it.
I see a trend happening.
Don't mind the. Don't mind the. Listen. Does that not?
I mean, that's really cool.
It's really cool.
It's,
Thank you.
I mean,
it's my favorite kind of shield.
yeah, it's very handy.
And we keep talking about exploring caves, but I'm over it. I got what I wanted, so like I'm gonna bounce.
We'll leave the rest of the cave for the viewers at home
Yeah.
to discover on their own.
I just love using Ascend to just, popping out in different areas. I do like to glance around for a bit and make sure there's no
surprises.
Bad
no
things.
surprises. It's a good chance
Yeah,
to,
it is.
to eat my meal.
Yeah. It is worth noting that you could have backed out too if you had popped out in this environment and there was a baddie waiting for you. You could nope right out of there if you wanted to.
Yeah. I just love that all these new abilities just give you a brand new way to interact with the environment and to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to look at that. Can I poke it?
No.
Can I-
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Stay on task.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Fine.
We are taking
Mom.
the nice off-road route over
Listen,
here.
that's where the good stuff is. Like I haven't found anything yet, but I
mean,
always
we're
like taking those side roads and just to see.
We're still heading in the right general direction, so
see what's up. Well, I guess bad guys. That's what we
another
find.
captain construct.
I want to change to this.
Time to
left,
show off
just
your.
in case. I want to see. Oh,
Oh,
look.
he's fusing. What's he got? Oh,
Oh,
he
also
copied
embracing
you.
the power of fire. They seem like they're having a lot of fun, but I want to kind of join in.
Cook and choo-choos.
Wow.
That looks...
he handled himself.
Yeah, he did. He
Really
did not
well.
need my help, but also I want that thing that you have, sir.
Please
so
be
can I-
very careful.
Yeah.
Listen, I have the power of fire on my side.
Oh
what
my
could
God.
go wrong?
Oh.
Was that not beautiful?
Well, you
That
made
was
very short work of that.
Very
thing.
nice.
Wait, can you just
Can I show?
show off your sword for a second?
Yes. Look,
Because
I turned it into a rod of beautiful
Fireball. Love.
fireball shooting.
that is everything I
weaponry.
want in a weapon.
I
Right?
know,
that's
but
fun.
also,
And you still were able to just hit him over the head with it.
and he dropped this fun little thing. Hold on. I
boy.
need to embrace
Now
for
you
a
are ready.
moment the true power of fire. Yes,
I mean, that worked out really well, especially in a cold environment.
that was great.
That's great.
And now that you're very clearly set up for success, Kay, would you like to take over?
Sure.
You have the power of fire on your.
I appreciate that. And, with great power comes great responsibility. And so I'm going to unequip the fire.
Kay said no.
Kay said, I don't trust myself with a weapon like that. So I'm actually going to create one of my favorite shields. Yes, thank you for the reminder. And I'm just going to
A meat shield.
make a meat shield. That's my favorite thing to do.
My question. I have two questions.
Yes.
One, is it useful? Two, is it delicious?
Yes and yes.
Dope. Okay, I support it.
I'm going to restock on some stuff in here. and I
Always take
think-
the bomb flowers.
Always.
Always
Yeah.
take the bomb flowers. Also, always destroy the deposits.
Absolutely.
You never know what stuff you're going to find.
Also, can we talk about how beautiful this cave is? Right?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Look at all the huge tree roots.
And the
I-
best.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. This is my favorite one
Yeah. Yeah.
for the
it's
roots
good.
and such.
Mhm.
Let's go up and see what we have here. I think we're pretty close to our destination by now. Oh,
Fun little friend.
hello. Hello, friend.
Friend. Question mark.
I have some tasty meat for you. Do you like it?
It likes you. Maybe
Sure
a little
does.
too much.
Okay, well, but it liked my hammer better
More
than
than your
my
shield,
That's
yeah.
that's okay. That one hurt, and it's distracted.
You didn't ask for dietary restrictions, Kay.
You're
so
right.
Clearly
Maybe
that's
it's a
on you.
vegetarian. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna just eat this surf and turf.
Yeah.
Heal up that damage because that was a lot. And yeah, we'll just take this Reaper out. That seems like it would be a good idea. All right. Well, that was a like, and they are not new to the series, but they're new to this title.
I really like that they're back. I appreciate it.
They are actually terrifying.
Yeah,
though.
actually.
Like really like look how gross it is. Like I do not want to come across one of these in the middle of a dark cave. Let me tell you.
Oh no!
Let me tell you. This one seems like it's guarding a treasure chest. And
you want to go for it?
I do not, because that is just an accident waiting to happen. So see you later. I do not want to experience a like belly again. That was not fun. And we're coming out into the cold environment again. And I have about 2 minutes left on my cold resistance, but I don't like being on a timer, so I'm just going to put some warm sweats on. And now I'm good to go, even if that resistance wears off.
I assume you can find those around here somewhere, maybe?
Yep, I think so. You'll have to take a look and see for yourself.
Fair.
Okay, thank you for that.
Ooh, yeah. Pick up all those choo-choo jellies.
The Gab is all about the fire, but I'm all about the ice.
Nice. Listen, we balance each other out. And Billy's just about explosions, so...
Yeah, I can get behind that, too. So we are trying to get up there. The shrine is right there, but this wall here is covered in ice. And it's a little slippery.
A little bit.
a little bit. I don't think we'll be able to... I don't think I'll be able to make that, especially not with the equipment I currently have. But we do have some trees over here. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to cut down a few trees and try to make something I can climb up. I don't have an axe. I have some sharp weapons, but I don't want to really ruin their durability. But I do have this stone shield that Billy made.
This wonderful...
And when in doubt, be a little creative and out of the box. Take that tree. Take that and that.
Just
and
so wacky.
one of those. And can I make it?
So close.
Well, I guess I'll just...
But this is what I was saying, right? Like, you can turn shields into
axes?
Weapons and, like, useful, like, just tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's really
you
helpful.
absolutely could. So there is another sharp rock down there. So I'm going to go ahead and fuse it to my thick stick. And now I have a big axe.
Big boy axe.
Big boy axe. And I'm going to cut down one more tree because I don't think 2 is going to cut it. There we go. Nice. That was really nice. Okay, and then we are just going to fuse these babies together. And I am kind of a perfectionist when it comes to building stuff, so it always takes me a really long time because I'm like, no, I want it to be perfect.
Billy and I, on the other hand, are like, oh, it's on there, it worked.
Cool.
Okay, this is not quite right still. It's a little difficult to do this when the logs are rolling. There we go.
I thought you did pretty great considering it was moving.
And that's the thing I really love about Ultra Hand. It's really easy to quickly grab and manipulate items and put them together, make them do what you want them to do.
You know what? We are going to...
That's pretty.
We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. This will give me a little bit of a boost, and I'm just going to stick it right here and hope it doesn't fall on me. I think we're good. I felt everyone cringe on this couch. We're fine, you guys. Look, we're fine. We're totally not going to fall when I get to the top of this. Hey,
we did it.
We did
Look
it.
at that.
We did it. That was a little precarious, but we managed to climb up the wall using our makeshift ladder. And obviously, that's not the only solution. So please look forward to being able to test out a bunch of different things. So now, with this beautiful vista here, we are at the shrine, and that's all the time we have for this segment. So thank you very much for tuning in. We've got a lot more in store for you. Sit tight, and we'll be back soon. See you later.
Now that we've seen some abilities, I think we've explored a lot on the Great Sky Island. I think I'd like to actually thank our guests for joining us. We have, on behalf of the entire Zelda development team, the director of The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Hidemaru Fujibayashi. Thank you so much for joining us.
お越しいただいてありがとうございます。
Now you're coming all the way from Japan to New York City. How do you like New York?
日本からニューヨークに来てくださってニューヨークいかがでしょうか。
僕初めてニューヨークなんですね、今回が。でずっと日本からこの現場を動画とかでよく見てたんですけど、その本番に一度は行ってみたいと思ってて、今日夢が叶ってすごく喜んでます。嬉しいです。
So, this is actually my first time in New York, and I've seen what New York is like from TV and movies and footage and whatnot, so I've been kind of dreaming about it. So it's great to actually finally be here. It's like a dream come true.
Now, one of the things New York is known for is New York steak. And Link likes to enjoy a little bit of steak as well in the game. So, did you get to enjoy some?
ニューヨークといえばやはりニューヨークステーキが有名で、リンクもステーキを作るのが好きなんですが、ニューヨークステーキは召し上がれましたでしょうか。
そうなんですよね。もうリンクも好きなだけあって、僕もステーキは大好きで、せっかくニューヨークに来たからそのニューヨークステーキを昨日食べたんですよ。それも想像以上に大きくて太くて、分厚くて美味しくてもうたくさん食べ過ぎてお腹いっぱいになりました。
Yeah, like Link, I also like steak, and we are here. So I went, I think it was last night, to get some New York steak, and it was way thicker, way bigger than I had imagined, and it really filled me up, and it was wonderful.
So no room for dessert.
デザートはちょっと入らなかったと。
デザートもまたでっかいシャーベットが出てきて、もうそれもお腹いっぱい食べました。美味しかったです。
Oh no, there was dessert, and we had this sorbet, and it was huge, and I ate it all. It was filling.
Oh, so your stamina bar is very high now.
じゃあスタミナ頑張りゲージもかなり満杯ってことですよね。
そうですね。もう今日も頑張っていけます。
Yep, I'm all good. I'm all set to go today.
Now, Fujibayashi-san, can you tell us a little bit about the other games in the franchise that you've worked on?
過去作で携わったゲームに関して何か教えていただけますでしょうか。
そうですね。最近だと、前作のブレスオブザワイルド、そしてその前のスカイオードソードなどが僕がディレクターさせていただいているゲームになりますね。
You know, in recent years, obviously it's the last game, Breath of the Wild, Legend of the Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and also Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword were two games that I were directors on.
Now, it must be exciting to see this come to Tears of the Kingdom. And as we saw in the Nintendo Treehouse Live segment, it seems that Breath of the Wild players will need to shift their thought from that game into Tears of the Kingdom. So what do you think is most important for players to adjust when going into Tears of the Kingdom?
今回の任天堂ツリーハウスライブを見ると、ブレスオブザワイルドのプレイヤーはティアーズをプレイするときに考え方をかなり変える必要があるようですが、今回プレイヤーが考え方を調整するにあたって何が一番大事だと思うでしょうか。
そうですね。前作ブレスオブザワイルドは、遊ばれてたお客様がソーシャルメディアとかでよく、記憶をね一度消してもう一度、最初から遊びたいっていうようなコメントをよく僕は目にしてたんですけども、それをまさにティアーズ・オブ・ザ・キングダムでは実現しているかなと思っています。ブレスオブザワイルドをプレイされた時と同じかそれ以上の、驚きや感動っていうものが用意されているはずですので、されてます。そしてまた、同じように謎解きやストーリーが一新されていますので、ぜひ、体験していただいて、遊んでもらってまた感動を体験してもらいたいですね。
You know, I remember a couple of social media posts that were posted by Breath of the Wild players, and they had mentioned that they wish they could clear out or reset their memories and play the game again. And that's exactly what we want to realize with the Tears of the Kingdom. We really built the game such that you can really have the same experience that players have had when they first played Breath of the Wild, or perhaps even better. And with that, we've added an entirely new set of puzzles, an entirely new story that you can really put your teeth into. So I really implore everybody to kind of have a clean slate in terms of memory as they embark on their adventure.
Well, let's talk about the players for a little bit, because obviously there's different elements of the game. So what element would you say the development team is most excited about seeing fans and players experience?
要素がいっぱいあって、開発チームが最も期待して、そしてプレイヤーがどのようにするかという点で最も興味がある要素っていうのは何でしょうか。
これまでのツリーハウスライブでもいろいろと、実演されていたんですけれども、お客様がリンクの新しい能力を使って、想像してもう僕たちが想像もしていなかったような武器とか乗り物っていうものを作られるんじゃないかなと思っていて、そういったユニークなものを見ることができるのをすごく楽しみにしています。
You know, as it was already demonstrated through the Treehouse Live segments, I think that with the use of Link's new abilities, people are going to be able to create weapons, vehicles that really go beyond the imagination of even us, the dev team. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of unique creations come out of this.
All right, now, you've been working on Tears of the Kingdom for quite some time now. So how does it feel to finally be releasing the game? And does it feel like, to see the excitement of fans? So how does that feel?
今回の今作の開発には何年も携わっていて、今やっとリリースに至って、そしてここのイベントに参加しているファンの盛り上がりを見て、今どのように感じていますでしょうか？
そうですね、もうその皆さんと同じように僕も今すごく興奮しています。たくさんのね今回のゲームには隠し要素とか謎解きが世界各地に散りばめて作ってありますので、そのハイラルの大地をゆっくりと探索して、楽しんでもらいたいと思っています。
You know, simply put and honestly put, I'm just as excited. There's really countless hidden secrets and puzzles strewn across the world. So I'd really love it if you just take your time and really take all that the land of Hyrule has to offer you in this new adventure.
All right, well, you heard it right here. Take your time going on this new adventure. Ray, thank you so much for translating. Fujibayashi-san, thank you so much for joining us. And with that, I think it's time that we head into our next segment with the Nintendo Treehouse team.
Hello and welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. My name is Kendra and I'm up here with my friends Jose and Sam, and we are playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We are down spelunking in a cave at the moment, and we're going to talk a bit more about caves, but one thing I also want to say right out of the gate is that we're going to be introducing a brand new ability later on in the segment, so stick around. We have not shown it anywhere yet, and we're really pumped to show you, but let's get right into it, into this cave that we are exploring. So one thing about caves in this game is that they are far more expansive than they were in Breath of the Wild. So, Zelda games are all about exploration. They're all about just looking all over the place, looking for things to find. And previously in Breath of the Wild, we would explore above ground. In this game, we're going to explore above ground, we're going to explore up in the sky, and we're going to explore underground. So, Sam, you want to talk a little more about this super rad cave we're in?
Yeah. So, caves were obviously in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but they're much more prominent in Tears of the Kingdom. And part of the reason for that is because the world of Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom has experienced an event called the Upheaval. And the Upheaval has changed the landscape in many ways. The castle has risen into the air, some sky islands have appeared, but it's also opened up and exposed all of these cave systems all over the place. And you can find entrances to these caves just running around exploring in a field. You might find an entrance, or climbing on a cliffside and you might find an entrance into one of these caves. And as you mentioned before, they're much more expansive than they were before. Like, you never know what you're going to find down in these caves, like a like.
Yeah. Super gross looking. And you've already found so much stuff just in the few minutes we've been in here.
You've done some mining. You've gotten some good ores.
We got to talk about, we got to talk about the hood because, wow.
Yeah, so let's take a quick look. This is Ravio's hood, which is a returning item from the Breath of the Wild. You may remember that in Breath of the Wild, this was tied to the Champion's Ballad, and it was a treasure that you can find out in the world. I'm here to tell you, you can actually find this out in your adventures during Tears of the Kingdom, which is really cool.
You too can look this cool.
Oh, yeah. And Ravio's a personal favorite character. But let's change up the fashion a little bit, and let's put on the Ember headdress.
Super cool.
So check this out. You may recognize this headdress
from...
The
giant rocks.
Yes, the giant rocks.
Those really add to it, yeah.
Absolutely. But this headdress...
part of your ensemble.
...was in Trailer 3. It looked really cool. You may have noticed Link using it on horseback, which was really neat. And I'm also going to switch up the pants real quick. I think.
Oh, real quick, yeah. Can you go back to the headdress?
Oh, yeah,
just so
sure.
We could look at the. Yeah, so this is a new piece of armor, like you mentioned, but with it comes a new armor ability, that hot weather attack that's there. So there are going to be new armor abilities that are tied to new pieces of armor in this game.
So I've got a rock hammer, and you saw me break through some walls earlier. It takes a couple swing, but there is a more efficient way to do this. So we're going to switch on over to a two-handed weapon, a thick stick, and we're going to use fuse on this round rock over here. And
I just want to mention real quick, we're going to stay away from that like-like.
Yeah,
'cause we know what happens when you get close to a like-like.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
But look at this hammer, though. Look how much more efficient this is for digging, kind of getting through. I'm going to break this wall down just because I get really caught up in breaking
Go
everything.
get that. Go get that.
All right, I'm going to quietly.
So quiet.
Quietly.
So
All right, come here. All right,
Nice.
so
Nice.
it's a sticky lizard, so let's check out the description.
Yeah, you could see there, it says it could be an asset for a climber on wet surfaces if it were mixed into an elixir. So if you played Breath of the Wild, you know that climbing while it was raining could be a trying experience. So
That's a
being
nice way
able
to put it.
yeah, being able to make an elixir to help with that is a big deal.
All right, so we're back
our
to our like,
little
which
friend.
you know we're going to try and avoid, and I'm going to switch shields because in a prior segment we showed you the spring Zonai device, and we showed to spring you into the air. You can fuse it to a shield or to a weapon. I'm gonna use it back to my shield.
Enemies will bounce off of it when they attack it when it's on your shield.
Yeah.
It's
But if you
multi-purpose
shield
tool.
surf, well, hang on. Well, there we go.
Oh.
You got like a pogo
Oh,
action.
it's so cool.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little too pogo.
It's
but
like a big pogo stick.
Yeah.
The first time you showed that to me in the office, I shouted something really loud.
Oh,
I hope
for sure.
I hope nobody was around.
Yeah. So
I was, Sam. I heard you.
I was there, and let me tell you, it was loud. So the bomb flower
I didn't know
picked
you could
up.
do that.
Yeah, I picked up a bomb flower, and you'll see here that you can fuse it to an arrow. And of course, there were bomb arrows in the previous game, but here you're improvising them with materials, which is all about fuse and what it does. I'm actually going to switch my shield back because
Well,
there
it's
is an
nice
enemy
that those
coming up.
bombs were there because it allowed you a different way to get through that wall.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, and you are really actually going to leave it alone this
Yeah.
time.
Look at the little stone
These little
tablet.
ones are super cute. They have really cute little legs, and Jose is gonna kill it.
They are not going to survive.
Violently too.
Look,
Oh.
We're not here to make friends, all right? If it had been a little friendlier, maybe. If you want to save arrows, you can throw bombs instead, which I'm going to do here. You definitely want to keep an eye on
stand
arrows.
back.
Yep, stand back, let it rip, let the explosion happen. All right, there we go.
Oh yeah, this is really cool. So this is clearly an existing structure that we're walking into now that someone has built. And this is like
Jose, no.
it's integrated into part of the cave system.
Yeah,
which is
this
neat.
is-
Like you've kind of broken into this this
out.
area.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder, like,
Well-
what else you're gonna find down here.
Right.
I'll tell
Like
you
another
what,
like. Yeah.
No. Not dealing with that. But I am going to check what's in these rocks over here.
A
Okay.
conspicuous set of rocks.
Yep, and there's a chest, so let's just Ultra Hand. It's not just for attaching items. to
Right.
things. Let me just pull this out.
There you go.
Put it over here.
I had that revelation when I was pulling rush rooms off of a wall with Ultra Hand. I was like, oh, I could just use it to reach things.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, cool. And the item that you've just found.
Yes, the item that I just got is a pretty good charge sword that I like.
Yeah, it has
Claymore.
it has an ability on it, the charge attack stamina up.
Yep, very, very cool. And actually, before I try something on this, like I'm just going to drop
You're
another sword
scheming.
over here. Yeah, I'm scheming. I just want this spear for later because it'll probably be helpful. So now, I'm not going to throw the sword. I promise. We just got that.
You're gonna
Instead,
throw meats.
I'm
So
all
you're gonna
about
throw a steak.
I'm all about the details in these games, and one of my favorite things is kind of experimenting with enemies and just to see what they respond to. If
Yeah.
you played Breath of the Wild, you know that they would respond to
Ew.
critters and things in the
Oh.
world. What you didn't know is that do enjoy their choice meats.
Oh, you're just running right up under him, huh?
But
I am.
we're also experimenting to see how smart the like is.
Yes.
We're gonna
Let's
find
see.
out.
I suppose
We'll see.
it's-
He's gotta finish eating that snack.
Well distracted.
And are you intelligent?
No.
Not very. Okay,
Not.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, bye.
I mean, that's a classic way to attack a like. You know,
Absolutely.
in previous Zelda games, that's what you might do.
Jose,
What?
Jose.
If it doesn't swing, I'll leave it alone. Oh, never mind. That's one.
They are enemies, Kendra. They will attack you.
That will mean a little. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna switch up my shield and my base weapon. I'm using just to show folks, extra durable wooden stick, which is going to be useful because we have actually this blue rock over here is much more difficult to get through.
Mhm.
It's just a little more resilient, and so in order to avoid that, and just to show folks, right, because we want to demonstrate this, you'll see that just a couple swings of this hammer, it's not breaking as quickly as it was earlier.
Right. Minute.
Yeah. So
We don't have time for that.
we don't. So I'm going to switch over to the stick. I'm going to go over to my Zonai devices, and I happen to have 2 cannons here. I actually have a bunch of cannons, but I'm going to take 2 of them out. I'm going to drop them right in front of me, and then I'm going to use fuse, and I'm going to make a cannon club and a cannon shield. And like, check me out. Like, I am
Nice.
ready to dig.
That looks pretty sweet.
Really could look.
Only slightly ridiculous.
intense.
Mostly very cool.
You want to stand back, or you can use the R button to throw. Instead, you'll aim the cannon shot, which I think is the better way to do this.
Yeah.
But you can also use your shield and just go out.
Oh, I want to mention real quick. Yes, Zonai devices are powered by your energy cell, and as you could see down there, we've expanded this energy cell, which is something that you're going to be able to do throughout the course of your game. Is permanently upgrade the capacity of that energy cell.
Oh yeah. All right. So we've got some enemies up here on a little bridge. I want to prepare for this because being prepared before battle is probably better than improvising as you go. I'm going to switch over to a 2-handed. You could just run.
Yeah,
I'm like, just
And I have.
charge. Charge.
Here's my soldier shield. I'm going to drop it. You may have seen this in the last trailer, specifically trailer 3 for Tears of the Kingdom.
Right.
But you can now fuse a shield to a 2-handed weapon. And what comes with this is actually super cool because you'll notice the ready stance is very different.
Mhm.
It's more defensive. And so if I run up to this enemy right here, you'll see that when this Goblin takes a swing at me, I can block.
Yeah, that's really
Nice.
neat. Like we've seen how you could turn a shield into an offensive weapon in a previous segment by attaching materials or weapons to it, or even Zonai devices like the cannon that you have.
Yeah.
But by fusing that shield to your 2-handed weapon, you now no longer have to sacrifice defense because if you remember, with a 2-handed weapon before, you couldn't ready a shield. Because both of your hands were occupied,
Do it.
and now you have that defense.
And you can also play keep away.
Nice.
And done.
Bye.
All right.
But
So-
yeah, let's take a moment just to look at where we are.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean, this
check
is a
it out.
really neat environment.
Well, and what I love is that you don't know what you're going to find as you continue spelunking through the cave, right? Like every single wall you break through brings you into a new area. There might be enemies, there might be treasure, there might be structures down there. So it's definitely very
good stuff.
interesting checking out these different
agreed.
areas.
And
Looks like it goes
Do
on
that.
too, but
It-
we're not going to go in
It
that
does.
direction.
I was like, we could definitely go there. But
To Kendra's point, even the enemies in this game are now treasure
Mhm.
because of the materials that you can get from them and how you can use them in Fuse.
yeah, absolutely.
So the materials that you get from an enemy can now power up your weapons and make them really strong. So it's worthwhile to come down into these caves and to see what you can find.
Yeah, and I said this previously in our previous segment, but I am really stoked to see what people out in the world create. I just can't wait to see.
I want
There's
this
going to
arm.
be a lot of
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of contraptions out there.
Oh yeah, totally. Sorry.
Are you not grabbing that arm?
I am going to grab that arm. And I'm going to use, 1 second, there it is. Ultra Hand. I can use Ultra Hand in so many different ways. I want to specifically fuse this to a sword, so I'm going to do that over here. Use my Knight's Broadsword, and if I get a better count,
Yep.
check that out.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Good reach.
Still wiggling around on the end there.
Yeah. All right. Let's just go back up through here really quick. And
Slightly sentient arm.
Ascend is so useful.
Dude,
It's so useful.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of my favorite things to use constantly in the game. Let me just use my rock hammer again because I really want to check these ores. I'm all about like seeing what they drop.
You've gotten so much stuff down here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And there's I know, I'm like, there's even more.
Oh, topaz! We got lucky. All right,
Yes.
so that's good. Just pick up all the sprite bloom seeds.
Once again, we mentioned in a previous segment that the precious stones have elemental properties now, so they're not just useful for selling for rupees or upgrading equipment. Like now, you can use them
them-
to make really powerful weapons.
Yeah, I was gonna say use them in battle.
Yeah, and I am especially a big fan of going after Keese now, just given how many different. Don't hit me.
Yeah,
don't hit me.
your
Oh
shield.
no,
Your shield.
All right, this is bad. Wait.
Ready the cannon.
Oh, God.
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
The shot against the wall. That's what did it. Totally planned. Let's break through this rock wall and just see what we find.
See what's back there.
Should be some ore, I hope. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And notice
Ooh,
that
we
the
got the
ore in the
gold-
middle. Yeah.
Yeah, the gold sparkly ore.
Yeah, which is a good chance for something good. Although sometimes I have been disappointed.
Oh, we
Let's
should
see.
mention, yeah, you fused this stone to this weapon, and it's a really great smashing weapon, great for breaking rocks or mining.
Yep.
But one of the cool things about Tears of the Kingdom is that in Breath of the Wild, you would have had to dedicate space in your weapon stash to holding a smashing weapon.
Oh, yeah.
And now you don't have to do that. You could just make one when you need it.
Yep. Yeah.
So
All right.
now we have made it to this point where obviously there's water, and we want to get beyond the water to, well, what lies beyond. And this is the perfect opportunity to introduce the brand new ability that I mentioned earlier on at the beginning, which is called Auto Build. So as the name
Yes.
implies, it automatically builds things for you. It is so amazing. You're going to want to use it a lot. But we'll just break down the menus for a second here. So we've got schematics, which you will find from side quests. You'll find them in treasure chests. You'll find them out in the world. And then we've got history, which is all the things that you've previously built. It'll hold up to 30 of those for you. And then finally, you can favorite things. You can favorite up to 8 things at a time, and then it pops up at the top of the menu. So Jose just favorited this little contraption that he's going to build to help us get across the water.
Yeah. So just from an image, you're going to see that it needs a fan and it needs a control stick. And one way that you can use auto build is that you'll jump into your inventory, you'll take out the devices that you need for it. So these are Zonite capsules that I have. I'm going to just quickly drop them on the ground. And you know what? Just to switch things up a little bit, I'm also going to add a battery. The battery is super useful. It will basically power the device so that it doesn't have to use my energy cell.
Right.
Now I'm going to open up auto build again. Here I am staring at favorites. We know the boat that we want to make. So it's going to attach the 2 pieces, but notice that we don't have the board. However, there is a cost associated with sort of generating a material that you don't have. In this case, it's 3 Zonite.
And Zonite is a new material that you can find in the game.
Oh, yeah. And then quickly, you'll notice that it didn't grab the battery because that wasn't part of the design. But if I fuse to it,
Attach that.
I get a little notification reminding me that now I can favorite that design instead, or the design's been changed and it's all part of my history, which is neat. So we've got a boat.
We've got the
now-
boat.
Yeah, and we didn't have the building materials here in this cave to make this, but using auto build, we could generate the materials that we didn't have, like that wooden board. And you could see it has that light green color, and that's an indicator that that was made with Zonite and not with a real material that you had. So if you try and break it down...
Yeah, I could take the control stick off to
Yeah,
some point.
you could take off the pieces that you had, but if you try and take off a piece that was generated with Zonite, it will disappear, like
Way it
Jose showed.
goes, yeah.
Cool. All right.
Whoa, so look at where it takes...
Big cave.
Yeah. This big cavern here
Very
with a
ominous
giant,
feel.
giant pile of rocks in the center.
Yeah. So I want to dig through that, but I don't want to use cannon clubs anymore. Let's improvise something really fast. We're going to take a spring, a battery, and a cannon, and we're going to make a turret. Somewhere.
Obviously, we're going to blow the rocks up because that's what you do down
Right.
here. You blow up rocks.
Yep. I'm going to switch to.
And you're
going
gonna do it efficiently.
Yes.
So-
trigger that because if I don't, this makeshift device is going to spring into the air and then start firing, and that's a hot mess.
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
We know what happens when you do that.
Well, so you're building this now, and obviously we just introduced you to auto build, but now you have built that, so that means that it's going to show up in your auto build history, which now allows you to, instead of having to recreate the same thing all over again from scratch, you just pop right into your auto build, pull up the history, and boom, you're going to make that right.
And even though you have a spring and a cannon and a battery in your inventory, because you haven't pulled them out ahead of time, now we're going to generate the entire device with Zonite. And you could see that the Zonite cost was a little bit higher there, but it's a really great way to be able to make one of these contraptions on the fly.
Yeah,
So
well, and consider what materials you want to use, right?
Right.
Like, do you want to expend the Zonite, or do you want to use what you've got on hand?
This is
Okay,
very
yeah.
good way
You've
to
got a
uncover
friend
Yeah,
under here.
a boss fight.
So those cannons made really quick work of that
They
rock.
did.
and We found underneath. We found a Stallnox.
All right, so I'm gonna fuse some weapons really
Having
quick
a nap.
while
Woke him
it
up from a
figures out
snap.
what it's doing. Let me. Yeah, it was having a nap. I agree.
Really was.
Yeah.
So a Stallnox is a returning boss from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yep. And
But,
we'll take a good look at them.
And-
The cannons are doing some work though, which is helpful.
It looks a little
eye-
bit different.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say the eye is very obviously the weak point. It's like the one squishy part of this creature. So we're gonna see if we can get that eye to come out by
trying to get
hitting
it.
him in the
Oh,
shin.
oh, watch where it steps.
Thank goodness for the fairy.
Oh, this is okay. Got him the bus stop.
Get out.
That's good. I'm gonna run for it. Just.
But you could see that cool new horn on top of his head, and that's a really useful material in Fuse. You can make a really powerful weapon.
Oh yeah. Let's take a closer look real quick. We're talking about that.
Yeah.
And- oh, watch out.
Just throwing some ribs at you.
Yep, totally.
Like you
All right,
do.
Now digging out an explosive barrel, and we are gonna send that back because we don't want it.
Using recall.
Yes,
So
recall
nice.
is probably my favorite
Super
ability
cool.
in the game.
Oh, he's got another one.
Yep.
Yeah, so obviously you can see the way Jose is using. We used auto build, we're using recall, we're using many things at our disposal to attack this very large
Fuse.
creature.
Hey, and we
Nice.
got the eyeball out.
So
All right.
yeah, as Kendra mentioned, the eyeball is the weak spot. And
Get it into the water.
and when you
Yes.
hit it with a dead-on shot like that, it'll pop out, and it has its own health bar. And if you can get that health bar down, then you'll win the battle.
Bye-bye Stallnox. Instead, we're going to use it as a distraction because we're a little short for time.
Yeah.
I put a bomb on a shield earlier, and I just wanted to use it
Nice.
for style.
Very
Get out of here.
stylish.
Yeah, bombs on shields are really helpful, and
Yeah.
it's not
We
just
don't-
for shield surfing.
I was gonna say we don't have time to hang out with this Stallnox who we very rudely awakened from
The
his
Stallnox-
slumber.
It has a lot of health. We don't have a lot of time.
Well, that piece of material, we actually have one. Sam, what's the story on this?
Yeah, so
Sam, tell us a story,
if
Sam.
you were to defeat that Stallnox, you would get a Stallnox horn. You would get this material. We got this one. We put it in our inventory ahead of time, probably from that Stallnox's brother in a different cave. But take a look at it. When you fuse it to a weapon, not only does it look really neat, you got these
Okay, but
shattering.
can we? Yeah,
skulls.
I'm like, can we
okay.
just turn
Let's get
around because
moving.
we know he's close.
But look at what quick work this Stallnox horn fused to a weapon is making with these blue rocks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, this is
Okay,
absolutely
and
the reason.
that hole is definitely not big enough for that Stallnox to
Yeah, we're safe. We're safe.
Yeah.
Just gotta hope that
He's trying to
They go away.
take revenge for
Is
his
it-
brother that you took out,
Yeah.
man.
All right, so you'll.
But yeah, now we're in this cool new cave that's like filled with luminous stone. It's got all this
Explosions are
moss.
happening. It's fine.
Got all this moss covering the walls. Like it's really cool down here. And
Well, and this is all a bunch of this is going to be ore that you can
Right.
mine, and
yeah, but we could take stock for a moment of all this that we've just found in one cave.
yeah,
Like,
no, we've
I
been
mean,
down
we
here
found
for
some
a
great
minute.
mining. We found some treasure.
hmm
We found a boss fight.
And we
And
found
now-
more enemies.
Yep. So this is
Oh,
a
yeah.
horrible one. Who wants to set this up?
Yeah, so these are new enemies in Tears of the Kingdom, and you typically find them in cave or dark environments, and they're really aggressive. You could see them crawling around on the ceiling up there. They're really difficult to reach as a result of that, and they'll sit up there and they'll pelt you with rocks.
And we're just going to enter into their home
Yeah.
and shake things up a little bit. That's kind of like, I feel like that's the theme of this
Just
one.
just stirring it up and then
just
walking
entering
away.
people's homes, waking
Oh,
them up
yeah.
from naps, you know.
Check out this spear that I made though. Spear with
Yeah.
spear.
Oh, nice.
so I
Okay,
can
that
reach
has
them.
long, that has long range for sure.
Ooh, can you poke them off the ceiling?
I'm gonna try. Please don't hit me.
Nice work.
All right. And that looks painful.
Holding
Yeah,
his tush.
Does not like to be on the ground,
All right. Now
clearly.
let's grab the choo-choo jelly. Just
Oh,
because
Oh, nice.
why not freeze? And let's take this one for a ride, actually. So we've got a board guster here. I gotta watch it. Though. This enemy has
Oh,
friends,
they're tossing rocks.
and they're gonna toss rocks at me.
Bye.
Instead, I'm gonna
Where
hit
were
this
you?
enemy with the Stallnox Crusher we were using a second ago. the
Oh,
Smasher.
nice. Okay.
Just to show how much damage that will do.
Oh,
that's definitely a
man.
mark. All right.
Not a
and-
good day for this one.
No, don't go. There we go.
Nice.
All right,
Wow.
got one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice,
Now let's
Jose.
steal his stuff, and oh, another one's here. I think it's time to leave.
Yeah. These
Gotta run
these
for it.
Horriblins have run. they have a fair bit of health, and again, we don't have a ton of time.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for the exit.
So, yeah, we've obviously been down in this cave for quite some time. I have no idea how much time, no idea, but it's been a while. And super cool thing Jose is going to show now is that no matter how far into a cave you are, you can use Ascend to get out of that cave. So you don't necessarily have to backtrack all the way back from where you came. You can pop up using Ascend. You can check it out and be like, okay, where am I now? Do I want to get out here? Maybe not. And then you can go back down and keep exploring. I just feel like that's so awesome, especially considering how very expansive these caves are. The ability to do that is kind of a game changer.
And speaking to that, yeah, there is more to this cave that we haven't shown.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps going.
It keeps going, but yeah, we are just about out of time. So we're gonna call it there. But thank you so much for taking us on that adventure, Jose.
100%.
So fun. And yeah, thanks for checking out Auto Build with us and all that there is down in the caves. Obviously, you're going to be able to explore much more on your own. Stick around. We've got more coming after this. Thank you so much. Bye.
Auto build's gonna be very interesting to use auto build. I'm really excited for that. But before we move on to our final segment, we have one last representative from the development team here with us today, the producer of the Legend of Zelda series, Eiji Aonuma. Welcome. And we have Ethan joining us as well to translate. Now, how does it feel to be in New York?
ニューヨークにいてどの感想でしょうか。
ね、ニューヨークは私今タイムスクエアっていうところに来てるわけですけど、タイムスクエアのビルボードにね、大きなサードトレーラーが表示されてて、あそこにそういうものが表示されるって僕ら映画の中でしかほとんど見たことがないので、そんなところに自分が作ったゲームのね、トレーラーが流れるって本当夢みたいです。
Well, we've been around Times Square, and we were able to see the Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom advertisement featuring some scenes from the trailer on this massive billboard, and it really surprised me. I mean, in Japan, you usually only see scenes like that in a movie theater, and I've never been in a place where I've seen a game that I've worked on up on a huge billboard like that. It was incredible.
There is a reason why it's called the Big Apple. Like to put things big up in Times Square.
ニューヨークはビッグアップルとして呼ばれてるんですけど、そのために今全部がビッグになってるんですね。
Now with that, the game has been out in Japan. Have you seen any interesting things that fans have been talking about maybe on social media?
ゲームはすでに日本でローンチされてると思うんですけれども、SNS 等で日本のファンたちから何か面白いことをピックアップされてるんでしょうか。
もう本当にツイッターにたくさんの自分がこんなの作ったよっていうウルトラハンドでもの作れますけど、それを自分なりにこんなの作ったよってどんどん上がってきてて、中にはですね、始まりの空島でほとんどそんな何か組み立てるようなものがないんだけど、そこら辺にある木箱とか、それから板切れとか、あとねフックみたいのがあるんですけど、落ちてるんですけど、それを組み合わせて巨大なロボット作ってる人がいてびっくりしました。
Yeah, I mean, I've been checking a little bit, and fans in Japan are already hard at work. And one thing I saw was there was a fan who was on Great Sky Island near the beginning of the game in an area where, they had gotten the ability Ultra Hand, and they had found some boxes and boards and some hooks that were laying around, and they'd already put them together to build this crazy-looking giant robot.
あとね、もう一つ今日本ではゼルダ休みっていうワードがですねトレンドに上がっていて、これどういう意味かっていうとゼルダを遊ぶために会社休むっていうことなんですけど、それを最近は会社が認めてくれるらしいんですね。そんなことになってんだってちょっと驚きました。
And one other thing, I also noticed that there is a term trending on Twitter in Japan called the Zelda break or Zelda vacation, which is something that apparently fans have taken up and saying, that they're going to take the day off. And I've even heard there are cases where certain companies are allowing this. And I saw this kind of thing and was super surprised.
Are you going to take a Zelda vacation?
これからも青沼さんもゼルダ休み取るんですか？
僕は作る人ですから休んでたら作れないんで。
I'm somebody who makes the game, so if I'm taking a break, the games don't get made.
All right, that is fair. That is fair. Speaking of games that you've made, what are some games that you've worked on?
ゲームを作るという話題を続いてゲーム青沼さん自体が手がけたゲームについてちょっと説明していただけますか？
そうですね。私が一番最初に手がけたゼルダのゲームっていうのはゼルダの伝説時のオカリナっていうね、今から数えると25年も前になってしまいますけど、任天堂64のタイトルを作った時なんですね。
Well, I mean, this is kind of going a ways back, 25 years ago to the time of the Nintendo 64, but the first Legend of Zelda game that I worked on was called The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time.
そこからディレクションをいくつかしましたけど、その後にウィンドウェーカーを作って、そこでディレクション一旦やめてプロデューサーになったんですね。で以降はずっとプロデューサーとしてこのゼルダを作ってます。
And so then after that, I worked as a director on a number of games in the series up until the time of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. And so that was the last game that I was the director on. And then going forward after that, I've been the producer on a number of titles.
And one of those titles, of course, is Tears of the Kingdom. And, you know, we're seeing from the Treehouse Live segments that there are many new systems and layers to the game. So how did the development team manage to blend all of these together?
今日の Treehouse ライブを見て明らかになったのは、Tears of the Kingdom に新しいシステムやいろんな組み合わせ要素が入ってるんですけれども、開発チームではどのようにそういった組み合わせた要素を融合させてなのでしょうか？
はい、今作の代表的なものとものと組み合わせて新しい道具を作るっていう遊びはですね、私がこのタイトルを続編にしようと考えていた時に同じことを考えていた藤林さんから提案されたものだったんですね。
Well, I think one of the really representative gameplay elements of this game is this concept of taking one object and another object and putting them together to create something new. And this was something that Mr. Fujibashi actually suggested to me at one point. And it was around the same time that I was wondering, you know, if we should make this next game a sequel. And it turned out he was actually thinking something along the same lines.
でね、それはね、前作のエンジンの上ですでに今のような遊びがですね、もう再現できてたんですね。なのでこの遊びが続編を制作するのを決定づけたものになりました。
But you know what's kind of incredible was already at that time he had come up with gameplay based around that theme that I just mentioned of bringing things together to create something new. You know, in a way that actually quite resembled some of the gameplay we've seen here tonight that early in the process. But this was something that used the game engine from the previous game. And when we had gotten to that point, I realized like, oh, okay, I think this is what set us on the path to make this game a sequel.
でね、その後はその遊びを軸にして、ね、空と大地っていうね、縦方向にこう拡張させたゲームのその間をこう行き来するような能力として通れるとか戻れこっていうのが考案されてですね、よりプレイヤーに自由な選択肢を与えるゲームになっていったっていう流れなんですね。
So, you know, then along the way, we took that gameplay idea as kind of our core. And then as we continued development, you know, we came up with additional abilities like Ascend and Recall. And these were things that, you know, allow the player to go back and forth between this kind of world that's been newly expanded on the vertical axis. And I think once we added elements like that, we kind of wound up with a game that really expands the player's freedom of choice and the things that they can choose to do in the game.
There's lots of choice in this game, and there's also a couple surprises because, you know, if you could share anything about the story development or the story that the development team hoped to tell through these gameplay decisions that you made, like maybe with the relationship between Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf.
ゲームプレイもすごいと思いますが、ストーリー性もいろいろサプライズが待っていると思いますが、そのストーリー性について、語っていただけないでしょうか。それとゲームプレイとそのストーリーについて決定したことは、ゲームプレイの決定をどのように影響されていることを説明していただけないでしょうか。
ゼルダの伝説ってゼルダとそれからリンク、それからガノンドルフっていう、この3人の関係性が物語として描かれることが多いんですけれども、前作もねガノンドルフは厄災っていう形でしたけど、そういう形で登場してこの3人の関係を描いたものになっていたんですよね。でも今作ではね、この3人の関係性をより発展させた物語が展開します。でその先の展開はですね、ぜひ皆さんの目でゲームをプレイして確認してみてほしいと思います。
Well, I mean, when you're kind of thinking of the story of The Legend of Zelda, a common reoccurring theme is the kind of three pillars that are the characters of Link and Zelda and Ganon, and they often come up again and again. And that's something that's true about the previous game as well. Ganon showed up in that game as the Calamity, and Link and Zelda were there as well, and that was kind of the shape of their relationship in that game. And in this game, I think that players will find we're expanding a little bit on that relationship between Link and Zelda, and now Ganondorf. And there will be further developments that I think players will be able to experience, but I'd like them to experience those things themselves, and so I'm looking forward to them playing the game.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. We're all looking forward to diving in. Now, I wanted to ask, there's so many people that are involved in making Tears of the Kingdom. Any final messages the development team wants to share with the players and fans?
Tears of the Kingdom ほどの大きなゲームに数多くの人が携わることになると思いますが、開発チーム全体を考えて何か最後のメッセージをお願いできますでしょうか。
はい、今作でね、開発チームが一番力を入れたのは、このゲームの中でユーザーの皆さんの発見とひらめきをできる限り実現できるようにすることでした。ね、空とそして大地とへ広がる世界で皆さんの自由なこれできるかなっていうそういう思いをですね、思う存分楽しんでもらえると嬉しいです。
So I think it's fair to say that one of the things the development team poured the most of their effort into in creating The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was to create a world in which players had the ability to come up with ideas and make discoveries, and then also were given the freedom to realize and actualize those discoveries and ideas that they had. And if people, it's our hope that when people play this game, that they will be filled with those types of ideas, and also have the opportunity to realize them and wonder as often as they possibly can. I wonder if I could, that kind of thing.
And I'm guessing you had a lot of those moments where you're wondering if you could as well.
青沼さんがプレイしている間にできるかなっていう瞬間もたくさんあったのでしょうね。
はい。Yes,
I did. I had many of them myself.
Well, thank you so much, Aonuma-san, Ethan, for joining us. It was a pleasure. And remember, we are still counting down to the release of Tears of the Kingdom. And we have one more final look at the game from the Nintendo Treehouse team before launch. Let's see what they have to show.
Hello, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. My name is Gabriel, and I'm joined by Kay and Billy, and we're going to be playing some more The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And specifically, we're going to show off this cool new feature called Raids, where you're able to fight alongside NPCs. Kay, want to show us?
Sure. So we're here in the Faron Grasslands, and you can see a group of NPCs hanging out, and they're looking at this kind of piratey-looking ship thing. And there are some monsters aboard that look like they're up to no good. So let's go check in with Captain Flaxel. Here she is. And she is the captain of what we call a monster control crew, one of 3 that have been sent out to get rid of some monsters. Cool. So she's going to explain now that they came here to clear out the ship, but they can't get across to the ship because the bridge is broken. So we'll come over here and take a look. Yeah, that's pretty broken. So we actually, with Ultra Hand, have the power to help them reach the ship. We could also just jump over there and take out all the monsters ourselves, but where's the fun in that? And I like to, fight with
Team
some
player.
Yeah, I like some backup. I like to share the glory. So before we go across, I'm actually going to pull out some stuff from my inventory, and because I have a bunch of weapons and shields that are primed for fusing. So let's take one of these, and let's see, one of these, and one of these.
I love it because Kay has a very clear vision right now.
I do, and these are some of my favorite things to fuse to weapons and stuff. So I've already got fuse out. We're gonna put this puff shroom on my shield. If you saw the presentation from Mr. Aonuma, you saw that he did that too, and it was really cool. I'm gonna put this bokoblin horn on my sword to give it a little bit extra punch. And then I've got this Ice Breath Lizalfos horn. It's like one of my favorite things. And I'm going to put it on this spear. There. Nope. There we go. And I will showcase this a little bit later. This is actually looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. I will showcase that later. We're going to start with my Blue Boko Reaper and my Puffshroom Shield. Now, let's go ahead and... Oh, wait. One more thing. I'm going to pull out this shield. I have a Zonite shield here. This one is really handy if you have Zonite devices to fuse to it. Gives them a little extra something. So I'm going to put a spring on this shield as well. You might have seen in previous segment how great those types of shields are. So we're going to just save that for later as well. All right.
Prepping for big encounters like this can be super helpful.
Yeah. And of course, as you defeat enemies and they drop things, you can also like fuse on the fly. So I left some of my weapons open for that because I think they might have some nice powerful horns that we might want to use later. So here I fixed the bridge with fuse by attaching one end to the other, and Flaxel is very excited. And she's about to send her monster control crew into battle. You're welcome, Flaxel. Now let's do this.
Look at that. Look at that energy. Look at that hype.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Charge! Okay, single file, please. There we go. I'm going to help them out a little bit to start by throwing something. Let's throw a Puffshroom. Just... Oh. Well, no. That's not very... Sorry, guys.
So good to know that the smoke affects everyone, not just baddies.
Yep. You know what?
So want to be careful about that.
Yep, and they're actually also just being super cautious because they can't see anybody. So, but now we've got some people in battle already. Look at them go. Yeah, that's great. All right, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do... Actually, I think I'm going to get some height first. I like to... My play style for battles like these is to get some high ground, get a good view of the battlefield, and then I like to rain arrows from above.
That's a good strategy.
Right? And they seem to have gotten most of the melee under control. So I'm going to jump from here, and I'm going to target this moblin here in the middle with one of my other favorites, a Muddle Bud. This new material is going to confuse the poor deer, and I got the problem too. And now they're gonna start fighting on our side.
While you had that slowed down, I was just looking at all the different enemies and like, I want to steal that part. I want to steal that part. I want to fuse that part.
That's
like,
true.
listen, that moblin that's helping you now, like they have a huge horn that I feel like you absolutely need.
We will get it. We will get it done. So I don't know if you saw that, but I put my shield out and somebody hit it, and then they definitely exploded my Puffshroom. So that's gone now, but that's fine. Oh my gosh.
I definitely want to see you use the spring shield.
Yeah, well, I was going to try and, bump them off of the thing, but I think this might be a good opportunity to get a little bit more air.
Okay.
So...
Oh my god.
And I
Beautiful.
know we saw what happens when you fuse a gemstone onto a sword.
Ooh.
That's what happens when you blow yourself up.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get some food real quick.
And that's why
Good
food
timing.
is that was
Yep.
nice save.
You know, that could have gone better, but at least we neutralized the problem, and I think this is a great time to bring out my spear to
Yes.
help our friends. There you go. Get him. Get him.
Beautiful.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you going?
I really do like the idea of just fighting alongside other citizens of Hyrule, right? Like this is
Who? What? Where did you come from?
a joint effort.
Yeah, I'm just
pleasing
gonna go
everyone
around
around
and
you.
freeze everybody and open up some shots for my friends.
Those moblins really like chucking everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, they're
each other.
kind of problem. But this Bokoblin's on our side over here. This, we're doing pretty good. Do we have any
fun?
of those nice horns that we can poach while they're
Ooh.
busy? Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Is there one over there?
Yeah, I think
You're right.
Oh, there's
yes.
Yep.
That's a big one.
That's one of the moblins. So we're gonna actually put that on this. Oh, thank you.
Sir, excuse me.
Excuse
not doing
me,
this
I'm
right
a little
now.
busy. That's not what I want. Get out of here. I'm going to hit you with this fang on my sword. All right, let's try that again. Luckily, it's very easy to get rid of things when you
Yes.
are in the middle of combat and have to fuse something in a pinch. There we go. Now I've got a
Oh,
nice
that-
hammer.
Yeah, that added some serious.
Spiky.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, that was
Sweet,
beautiful.
Sweet, sweet.
All right, you, sir, are a problem.
You missed.
You missed. See, that's how you hit somebody
Yeah.
with an arrow.
Whoop.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Ooh, okay. Yep, that's a problem. You know what? I think he's going to throw that Bokoblin at me. All right. Let's try this again.
I
I'm
believe.
going to come up here. Oops. Up. Thank you.
Ascend can really get you out of some precarious
It's
situations.
really handy. It really, really is. Especially on stages like this where there's a lot of vertical platforms and places to climb up and hide. And I think I'm going to take a page out of Billy's book and just...
Blow
I mean,
things
it
up.
works.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's get my ice spear out again. Yeah, get him. Yeah.
Definitely
Teamwork.
appreciate how versatile Ascend is.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
All right. Now we've just got this guy.
Flaming club.
Yeah, I don't think so. Nice shot. Get him. Yeah. We were all holding our breath and like, do it, do it, do it.
One more.
Oh,
You missed.
I love that you hyped him up, set him up
You
for
know,
success.
sometimes you just gotta,
And take matters into your own hands.
you just gotta help a fella out. So that was the first raid here that we have to show, and Flaxel is very happy for our help. She's going to reward us with a little bit of monetary happiness. There we go, a nice pretty silver rupee. She's also going to explain that they are going to head up to the Hebra region next, because there is a enemy encampment up there that they have to clear out next. And we are going to follow them.
Nice.
Yeah. So while I get that set up, what do you guys want to see me fuse next?
Oh, listen, okay, I have requests. I want Alazalfa's tail on a sword. That's one of my favorite fusions.
Ooh.
And I think you should use electricity or something fun like that.
Okay. Yeah. Different element. We haven't seen any of that yet in this segment. I could make that work. How about you, Billy?
Springs are fun.
Springs are a lot of fun.
Springs are fun.
You know what's extra fun?
What is extra fun?
Stacking springs.
Oh, please show us.
I will.
I'm very excited to see what you have.
I will. All right, so let's see. You wanted a tail on a sword,
Yes,
which you know what? Let's just open. Oh, I'm cold. I need to put some warm clothes on anyway. Let's do that. There we go. And let's do.
First and foremost, you got to be fashionable, and then you find everything else.
You know, you got to match.
Yeah.
Let's do the ice one because I just love fighting with ice. It makes it a lot easier to control when there's a lot of enemies around.
Yeah. It's a good strategy.
So we're gonna take that out. We're gonna put that on. Let's put it on this one. Actually, let's put it on my Lizzle boomerang. You know, talk about matching, right? Here we go. The tails on weapons are great because it gives you a little bit of extra reach. And this one has an element as well.
Sweet.
Oh, that's
right?
Right? It's pretty good.
Favorite.
And then we want... Springs are great, so I'll put a spring on this one. And then what also is great are rockets.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
So I'm going to take a rocket out, and I'm going to take a spring out.
Just making a little yard sale here.
You have got that right. Okay, so we're going to put that one on here. And, oops, nope, this menu here. And we're going to put this one on here. And we're going to save both of those for later.
I'm very excited.
Okay,
So where are we
so
going?
I have my horse out here, Marble, waiting so faithfully for me. But I think this is also a great time first to eat a snack.
Good call.
More prepping.
Yep. And then I want to show off something I made earlier using auto build. Well, I used Ultra Hand to build it before, and now I've saved it as a favorite in my build history. Here it is. I built a little airplane.
Oh, sweet.
So we're gonna fly by in style and maybe get an aerial view of this place that we're meant to be raiding.
It's really convenient to have those, things, be able to rebuild things that you've already built before so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I'm just taken to the skies. Here we go.
I will say I will compliment the symmetry
Yes.
in this.
Some of us
design.
know
It's
how to
really
build
good.
things that look actually.
Listen,
really
some
good.
of us have a different vision, but okay.
Okay,
Still.
I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Smoke in the distance.
Just taking the scenic route.
And this is something to be said when you're out exploring Hyrule. And this was true of the last game. But if you see a plume of smoke in the distance, there's generally something to be found there. So
Mhm.
it's definitely worth checking out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have some charges because my batteries are running out. Unless I don't have any. Oh, there they are. I'm just going to kind of eat a bunch of these. Well, not eat them, but use them. Just to give myself a little extra battery power here. You can see there's the fortress.
Oh, nice aerial view.
Yeah.
And I see that there's two sections of it.
There it is. I'm about to crash land, so I'm just gonna kind of take it slowly over here. Okay, fail. It's fine. Hello, Korok.
Friend.
This is great. So this is the fortress we're gonna take on. And I would love, this is a great opportunity to jump down and just really surprise them.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a team player, so I actually want to go check in with Captain Flaxel first. So we're going to do that.
It's not a bad idea just to get an idea of what you're about to head
There is a
into.
boss bokoblin in there. I don't know if you guys got a good look at it when I was looking, but that's those guys are a little bit meaty.
It's a big boy.
Try to befriend him.
I could. I generally do try to do that because.
Get the biggest baddie on your side.
Yep. All right. I think we're about around to the front. Did I go the long way?
It's the scenic route. Look at all those.
I did take the scenic route. I think I
Look
ran
at all
right
those
past them.
spikes.
They are over in the trees. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just taking a look.
Just showing off this.
There they are.
Magnificent construction.
And as I'm a big fan of snow, just hearing this music again is just so good.
There's the entrance. Okay. Hey, guys. I was just taking a recon pass, seeing what we're up against. It's nice that they waited for us, but Flaxel's going to explain that there's a giant iron ball there. It's a little hard to see with the current atmosphere, but they're not sure how to get past it. they're worried about the ball being released and crashing down. So I'm also a little worried about that, but I have an idea. Something that might help me get past. Something else that I built.
You got.
What?
What is? Huh.
So this is well, you'll see.
There's so many.
I don't even know.
I don't. Right? I'm so excited.
Actually, put it down backwards. I took a little bit of inspiration from the three-headed dragons that you see in the trailers.
Yeah.
And I wanted to build one that was my own. So here we go. Here we go. Let's just go take some guys out.
Yes.
Hopefully my
You don't
partners-
understand
Get
the
him,
joy
get
I
him,
feel in my heart.
I'm just, yeah, they're all scared. And I'm just lighting everything on fire.
That was amazing.
That was one way to clear. That was
so good.
Now they all know I'm here. Okay, hi.
Please
Hello.
take the spiky
Hello.
ball.
I will, but at first I'm gonna just get out of the way.
Another
'cause I'm being
fantastic
chased.
use of Ascend to
Thank
just,
you.
You know.
I'm gonna just take this iron ball and let my friends in. If I can reach it from here. Can I? Nope. Okay, well, there's more than one way to do this. Let's get this thing and we'll just... Mine now.
Beautiful.
Come on in, guys. The party's starting without you. Okay, the other thing I would like to do...
Ooh, I like where you're going with this. Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Oh. That feels dangerous.
Yeah, it sure does.
I'm so excited.
Fly!
Oh my god. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now they blow the horn. Though.
Now they blow the
I
horn.
feel like
They're like, this person is not...
I mean, we learned that the Billy way is to, like, you know, announce yourself in a big way.
I mean,
And-
isn't that what I've been doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Making an impression.
We're gonna just, like, you guys need to just chill out, all right?
Truly.
You too. All right. That could have gone better, but we're still alive. Actually,
I think you're doing great.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's actually not. Let's do the shield for a bit. Come on. Come on.
I do appreciate that, like, since you made all these things, you had them ready, you just have all these, just different things to play with and adapt to.
It is
to
nice
battle.
it is really nice to come in and just have a lot of options at your disposal. He's just having a time. I have another thing that I'd like to make while I'm here.
Oh, yeah?
You know, and this is the beauty of auto build. Building these things by hand would take a really long time. This one. But now I can just build it right here in the midst of everybody. And go.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dance party.
It is kind of a dance party.
A lethal
I
dance
love
party,
it.
but, you know.
I love it.
That's great.
Okay, it's draining my battery now, and I don't really like that. So we're gonna do that.
That was so good. You see how much damage you did? Look at the...
Seriously.
That was really good. All right,
Really
I'm
good.
gonna.
So many fun ways to get that
All
like,
right.
aerial advantage.
We're gonna
Truly.
We're gonna try this again. Yeah. That worked out.
2 for 1 there.
Let me see. Let's just do one of these for Billy.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I know what you like.
Wow, like they don't at this point they haven't even been able to get near you.
Yeah, this is how I prefer to do it.
Yeah, no, it's
Hand-to-hand combat's a little tricky. But now that we are outnumbering these guys, yeah, get him. Tail whip.
Well, and your friends are also, you know, taking the attention off of you as well,
Which is part of what makes these raids so great. No. Ah! You know what? You're fired. Get him! Get him!
I love you icing them to like set them up for the homies.
Yeah. That's part of what's great. Oh, there's still one more. Here. All right, guys, you got it.
I think there's one up.
Is there one more? Oh, you're right. Okay, let's go, team.
That one's like, I want to saw what you made. And that one's like, no.
That macabre was like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I want none of this.
Let's see if we can pull this off again.
Oh my god.
What should we
Out
do
with
this
a bang.
time? Oh, you did say you wanted shock.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, did I shock you?
Nice. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
That was really good.
That couldn't have gone better if I planned it.
That was great.
Really good. I appreciated all the different uses of a sen and just like the arsenal of like options that you had at your disposal.
Yeah, and
that was so great.
It's really fun to play with all the different types of materials and figure out, you know, what your play style is and what things you like to do the best. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that's all the time we have for today. So thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you're just as excited as we are to play Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom very, very soon.
Thank you to the Nintendo Treehouse team for really giving us those glimpses into the game before launch, because we are moments away from the launch of the highly anticipated game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And of course, I'm here with the really scorn Master Sword. We're not used to seeing it like this. What happened? I don't know. You're gonna have to play the game and find out why it's like this. As well as we have fans. You could hear them already making noise outside because they just want to get their hands on the game. As a fan, we know that we have been highly anticipating this sequel to the game. Let's hear them. Yeah, you can hear them. They're chanting. There's so much excitement. And it's not just the game that they're going to be able to get their hands on. It's also merchandise as well. We have some sweaters that are available at midnight and this really cool mug that has some Zion, the Discreated sword, as well as like, it's actually pretty heavy. So I feel like I'm going to have to grab that one as I go. There's a lot to see, and there's just moments away. What you can't hear, I don't know if you could actually hear this, but in the store, they're playing Tears of the Kingdom music to set the right atmosphere, because guess what? The doors are about to open. We are moments away. Let's get a shot. Who are going to be the first fans that walk in? Here we go. We're getting them to come in very shortly. They're getting their QR codes on My Nintendo. A user ready to go coming into the store. And I'm just curious, when we drop into the game, are you going to be going on a Zelda vacation? I think a lot of the fans here are planning it because they've been waiting for a few days outside. So it's only right that you just top that moment off with a vacation as well. Yeah, exactly. Now, I think what we're going to see is how the fans just come together as a community. That's one thing that we got to see when we were on the streets with them, is just their pure fandom. Some of them are in cosplay. Some of them are holding up signs with their favorite characters as well. And really, they're just as excited as all of us to dive into Hyrule one more time, for the near future at least. Now, for all of you at home watching, I'm really curious to know, what are you most excited for in Tears of the Kingdom? For me, I want to learn about the ancient tribe, the Zonai, and really understand the story that that's going to bring in the relationship between Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. Let's see the fans come in with all the excitement. That is right. We're seeing them come in, and we also see a Master Sword also giving them the power to get their hands on the game, because it is out now. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is ready in the Nintendo eShop store, as well as in stores like right here at the Nintendo New York store. So we're gonna wait here and hopefully see the first fan to get their hands on a copy of Tears of the Kingdom. Let's have a look. You could see all of the excitement. The smiles are big. And I think I hear a collector's edition as the first copy going out, which, I mean, that's an excellent choice. It is beautiful. It is beautiful to see as well. And you may recognize the person helping with that first copy. It is Mr. Bowser himself. Congratulations! Yes! Congratulations! You're going to be able to play Tears of the Kingdom right when you leave the store and go on your very own Zelda vacation. Yes, let's give him a round of applause. Yes, we love to see it, and we love to see all the excitement. You could see everyone just trying to get their hands on the copy, and just that one shot of just the fans coming in and really enjoying themselves. And that's what this event was all about. It's all about the community, the fans that make this franchise one that we love. You got little previews of the gameplay as well as heard from the developers. And now you get to go home with Tears of the Kingdom yourself. Enjoy your adventure in Hyrule. Thank you for watching.